watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky, a non-conference matchup between Washington State from the Pac-12 and San Diego State from the Mountain West. With Emily Proud on the sideline, Taylor McHarg, I'm Carter Blackburn, and a reminder out there in this confusing era of college football, Washington State can't win a conference title this year, but they can go to the college football playoff as an at-large selection. They're 6-1. It's a possibility.
But it hasn't mattered the conference or the team. Washington State has continued to stack up wins, and there's an opportunity tonight. Move to 7-1. You would imagine they would crack into the top 25. And like you mentioned, that conversation starts about this being a dark horse team as an at-large bid for the expanded playoff.
And the reason they are in that position, the play of redshirt sophomore dual threat John Mateer.
Now, John Mateer has burst onto the scene this year as one of the more dynamic quarterbacks in all of college football. Has 24 total touchdowns to this point in the season, a rocket for a right arm. But this is where I think he's most dynamic, is when he breaks the pocket. He makes so many plays happen off script and breaks a ton of tackles as well. Really good quarterback for the Cougars.
Jake Dickert now in his fourth season with Washington State. His third full season, took over halfway through the 2021 season, was with Craig Bohl at North Dakota State and Wyoming. And meanwhile, for San Diego State at quarterback, the uncommonly mature true freshman Danny O'Neil.
The true freshman is playing better as the season goes along, which you would expect. They had some issues in the first part of the season, but the last couple weeks put together a winning streak. I thought he played his best football a week ago at Wyoming. 2 wins in a row, this freshman connection. On the other side, 2 Napier 19 that you see here. That's been dynamic as San Diego State has put together that win streak in conference play.
Sean Lewis, in his first season as San Diego State head coach, the former head coach at Kent State, spent last season as offensive coordinator at Colorado. It is a lovely evening here in San Diego, California. No wind mentionable here at Snapdragon Stadium, the third season home of the San Diego State Aztecs. Washington State won the toss and deferred, so it'll be Dean Janikowski kicking off to the San Diego State Aztecs. He does everything kicking-wise. Washington State, Ryan Harris, their kickoff specialist, is still injured. So Jay-Sean Polk is back for the Aztecs. Short kick. Polk takes it right around the 5-yard line. Cuts back across the 20. There's a flag down as he shakes his way to the 24. We will check the flag on the opening kickoff. John Love is our referee. Here's the call.
During the return, holding. Return team, number 12. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
First of the night on San Diego State. Let's check in with Emily.
Well, guys, Marquez Cooper is the active leader in rush yards in all of FBS, but here's the number to keep an eye on. He is just 747 yards shy of 5,000 career rush yards. He told me he's aware of it, he wants to get it, but he's not thinking about it during the season. He said he has enough motivation just trying to win football games for this team. He said he's looking at it like if it happens, it happens. With the pace he's on now of 111 yards per game, guys, it's going to happen.
Last year at Ball State, 3 years at Kent State with Sean Lewis. Pass complete to Nate Bennett, the fifth-year senior. Just his 9th catch of the year, so he takes it out to the 26. Danny O'Neil, you mentioned the lack of turnovers. I mean, the first INT was almost a fumble. Tosses this one complete on the left side on the screen. That's Michael Harrison, the tight end, who makes the grab. But only 1 interception. There's only 4 turnovers on the year for the Aztecs.
Done such a nice job taking care of the football, and especially as a true freshman. That's what has allowed San Diego State to play better the last couple weeks and get that win streak in conference play.
Heavy pressure for O'Neil. Pocket holds up. He misfires, incomplete. Intended for Mekhi Shaw. The good news for San Diego State is Braden Bryant is getting healthier coming off the bye week at center. Bad news, Lewis Brown and Jude Wolfe, wide receiver and tight end, both out tonight, non-injury related. That means Jordan Napier has to step up again.
Had the 2 huge catches a week ago, the touchdown to seal the win over Wyoming. That freshman connection, Danny O'Neil to Jordan Napier, has to be on display again tonight for the Aztecs.
O'Neil on 3rd and 4. Pressured it, almost picked. Would have been just his 2nd interception thrown of the season. Kapina Gushikin nearly intercepts it for Washington State.
Well, this is a shallow cross coming across for Michael Harrison, and you mentioned it a second ago. Jude Wolfe is out. They're going to bring the tight end across, and the quarterback, Danny O'Neal, thinks he's going to continue on the move. Michael Harrison sets that route down. Fortunate that it was dropped and not an interception. That's going to be something to keep an eye on as this game goes along. Michael Harrison, again, from that backup role at the tight end spot, that communication with the quarterback.
Tyler Pastula leaves this one a little short. He's been terrific this year, but that one's a bit short as Tony Freeman comes up to make the catch for Washington State. And punts just 34 yards. So you mentioned the incredible combined number for John Mateer. You add 16 plus 8, that's 24 touchdowns. He's 76% of their offense. First-year starter, the redshirt sophomore from Little Elm, Texas.
And it is design quarterback run game. It is off script. He does basically everything for this offense. And you'll see early, as soon as he breaks contain, that is when John Mateer is most dangerous.
As Wayshawn Parker, the true freshman from Sacramento, with him in the backfield. Mateer to throw. That is batted down and incomplete on the first pass. Latuli back out there defensively for San Diego State. That's a big boost. Devin Kalani, the leader in the center of the offensive line for Washington State. Kyle Williams, the big play threat.
Talked to us this week about wanting to get Kyle Williams more touches early. And on the other side for San Diego State, big time that they got Owen Chambliss and Latuli back.
This is a free play. Substitution violation against San Diego State. Here comes another flag. Hudson ridden out of bounds. And here's where we remind you that San Diego State is the second most penalized team in college football. Only New Mexico has more. Already won against the Aztecs. They had a bad substitution there with way too many defenders on the field.
We get the call here from our head official, John Love, but when we talked to San Diego State, Sean Lewis said, we've got to clean up the unforced errors, the penalties just like this, where they're not effort plays, the ones that get you behind the sticks.
2 fouls occurred by the defense. Offside, number 96. That penalty is declined. The illegal substitution, 12 players on the field. That penalty is also declined. Result of the play, 1st and 10.
You could have said at least 12 players on the field.
When Washington State doesn't change personnel, San Diego State trying to get people on. You see Mateer going with that quick cadence, recognizes there are way too many Aztecs on the field.
And so one of the late players, Ryan Henderson, was offsides. So that's where the offsides and substitution violation comes in. On the reverse, here's Williams. And he breaks free. Williams inside the 35, shoved out near the 30. Said they want to get the ball in his hands. They do it creatively. It's a gain of 22.
Now this is manufacturing a touch that bring him around on the reverse. They get John Mateer out blocking on the edge. But this is a great job sticking your foot in the ground and get vertical from Kyle Williams. And just like we talked about, this staff said we've got to get number 2 some touches early in the game. That's a great example of it right there on the reverse.
Pulalasi joins Mateer in the backfield. He gets a handoff on first down, and he is hit as soon as he touches it. Alu with the stop for San Diego State. Trey White, the nation's leading sack man up front.
This defensive scheme is all about getting Trey White in one-on-one or unblocked positions to get after the quarterback. Didn't have a sack in his career before this season. Now comes in 11 sacks already. It is a game wrecker from that edge spot and a focus for Washington State tonight.
At linebacker, Tano Latuli and Owen Chambliss both back from hand injuries. Here's a flea flicker. Mateer's going to take the shot. Caught, touchdown. Walking in, Cooper Mathers, the 5th touchdown of his season. That ties a Washington State tight end record. 26 yards on the flea flicker touchdown.
Wyoming hit San Diego State with a flea flicker a week ago. Washington State stealing a little bit of that trickeration. The reverse off of it, they sneak Cooper Mathers out on the right side. That's about as easy a touchdown for John Mateer as he's had this season. And a quick strike from the Cougars on their first possession.
TD number 17, and he is also the holder. Yes, your starting quarterback holding. It's because of the injury at punter to Dean Haber, so Those valuable hands holding on to the football. Dean Janikowski gets the PAT. So a big reverse to Kyle Williams to set it up. And then Mateer on the flea flicker. His 17th touchdown pass of the season goes to Cooper Mathers. Cougars 7-0. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky.
You're so much more than just a landowner. You're a gardener, a groundskeeper, a landscaper. Because you didn't settle for ordinary. Same goes for your equipment. Versatile, powerful, durable Kubota equipment. More goes into it, so you get more out of it.
All right, let's run that again.
Geico has fast, fair claims 24/7 right on the Geico app.
To file a claim, just tap.
Just tap right here to upload pictures, customer.
Try getting on a first name basis.
Sure. Vicky.
To track your status, just click. Super easy.
They're connecting with the mannequins.
You're doing great, everyone.
Ooh, you're a pro.
Scroll, tap, scroll. Ouch! Oh, I'm cramping.
Yeah, we've all been there.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
I overdid it. Like a showboat, I just overdid it.
Goriana, jewelry you'll love. Find us in-store and online.
At Mizuho Americas, we know this course, and this one, and this one, and definitely this one. We know them well because we're experts in banking and global markets. Mizuho Americas, a name worth knowing.
We're seeing customers come in every single day, pros that are using battery equipment.
Making the switch to battery was one of the best decisions that we made as a company.
This is where the world is headed. It's better to be ahead of it now than get on it later.
Built for you. Built for work. Right now, buy 2 AP300S batteries and get a third AP300S for free. Real steel. Find yours.
A 26-yard touchdown pass to Mathers, and how did he get so wide open on the flea flicker?
Well, they pick on Dale-Sean Staley right here. This is a great job from Cooper Mathers, selling like he's blocking Dale-Sean Staley, working upfield, and then this is wide open again, but it's schemed up really nicely by Washington State. A quick strike, something Washington State's done a fantastic job. This is one of the most productive offenses in all of college football. Top 5 in their first half production on offense for San Diego State. That is poor opening possessions they would have hoped for in that first possession on offense.
Short punt gave him good field position. Now Janikowski's kickoff will bounce at the goal line into the end zone. That'll be a touchback, bringing it to the 25. While we can, let's take a look at the keys to the game.
We've got an example of what San Diego State was hoping to avoid on that first possession, not able to create the explosive plays. This offense has got to figure out a way to get those chunk plays down the field. On the defensive side, keep John Mateer in the cage. Try and build it around him. A lot of what Boise State had success against John Mateer earlier in the season. And then for Washington State, don't let Trey White be a game wrecker, and then make Marquez Cooper force any other spot on the field be productive. Take away Marquez Cooper's ability to run the football tonight.
The last 3 games for San Diego State decided by a combined 7 points. Cooper gets the first down carry, falls forward for a gain of 4. This is a non-conference game, but they've won their last 2 in Mountain West Conference play. David Gusta, a major concern.
Well, this offensive staff said this may be the most disruptive player up front they've faced all season. The stat line isn't a ton of sacks, but he gets after the quarterback.
Quick hitter to Polk on 2nd and 6. He has a first down to move the sticks. Kyle Thornton, Washington State's leading tackler, makes the stop.
And a little more tempo early than we've seen in the last few weeks from San Diego State. Sean Lewis, head coach for San Diego State, wants to go up tempo. Haven't had enough success on offense to do much of that, but we've seen some examples of it here early.
Out of the pistol look, give it to Cooper again. The nation's leading career rusher. It's 2 more. But clearly that's where Gusta's right there. I mean, the numbers aren't huge for David Gusta. He's just so impactful. That was something that Sean Lewis was very concerned about, was that matchup. Gusta against San Diego State's shuffled offensive line. Flags are down. False start.
False start. Offense. Number 63. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Cooper from Gaithersburg, Maryland. He is seeking a 4th straight 1,000-yard season. He's 89% of their rush yards, by far the highest in college football. Cooper takes a pop at the 40, falls forward to near the 40. They'll walk him down to the 44, gain of 9.
And it goes back to San Diego State is committed to running Marquez Cooper. Saw a second ago, almost 90% of their rush production. Doesn't matter, even if he's not effective in the first part of the game, they will continue to go back to Marquez Cooper and run him throughout the game. It's part of what makes him a captain of this team.
At 151 carries coming into the ninth. Fake it to him on 3rd and 4. On the read, it's almost intercepted again. Tyson Durant nearly picks it off. O'Neal has taken tremendous care of the football, nearly thrown 2 picks on the first 2 drives.
Well, there's an opportunity to pull the trigger and throw this early, but Danny O'Neal is late. Right now is when that ball needs to come out and pull Jayshawn Polk across the field. Fortunate again, Carter, like you said, second throw in the first part of this game that should have been an interception. And for a guy in Danny O'Neal that's done a great job protecting the football, 2 turnover-worthy throws early.
Fake, and it's wide open, first down. Polk has it. The Aztecs pull off the fake punt. They needed a little magic to hang with San Diego State, and on the fake punt, Sean Lewis's Aztecs take advantage and get 21 yards.
And I love this call from head coach Sean Lewis. Trying to create some momentum. They bring Jayshawn Polk all the way across the formation, get the pitch, get him out in space, and get some momentum back on your side. Love that call from Sean Lewis.
Some juice for the Aztecs now at the Washington State 35. Fake it to Cooper again. Toss. Another receiver open. He's going to slip and fall on this questionable turf. Jordan Napier, who had 2 huge catches late in their win 2 weeks ago at Wyoming.
And that's one of the guys that has to step up, along with Nate Bennett, Jayshawn Polk we saw a second ago, with Lewis Brown, the 4th out, and Jude Wolfe. These are some of the guys around their quarterback, Danny O'Neal, that have to step up in their place.
O'Neal out of the gun with Cooper. The tight end Harrison motions in. O'Neal to throw. Here comes pressure. Hit as he throws. Delivers sharp and incomplete. He was crushed.
Look, they like to bring Ethan Cooper from the corner spot. Boundary corner. Ethan O'Connor unblocked coming from the left side. Marquez Cooper releases out in the route, and that's where you see number 24, Ethan Cooper, unblocked. Danny O'Neal not able to step into the throw. Sets up another 3rd down.
Third and 3. Toss back, well short of the first down. Huge hit. Kyle Thornton keeps the Aztecs short. Denbo is slow getting up. It'll be 4th down.
The team's leading tackler, Kyle Thornton, from the right side, unblocked and blows up that screen. And we knew coming into this game, Washington State called out, we think we're going to get a lot of screens in this game. San Diego State ran a ton of screens against Oregon State and Cal early in the season. A good job rallying to the football from Kyle Thornton.
Placencia has taken over as the kicker for San Diego State. This would be a 46. His career long is 50. So Placencia from 46, and it is good. So special teams comes through for the Aztecs. They get a fake punt conversion, a 21-yard gain. Cougars hold them out of the end zone, but 3 on the board on a 46-yard field goal from Gabriel Placencia. Sean Lewis pleased with 3 on the board.
I just hurt my neck because I fell out of my chair because my boss just told me that our new starter pack just dropped. A solid stick of deodorant in the scent of your choice. A cream tube of deodorant in the scent of your choice. Plus 2 free items, plus free shipping.
This is the story of the one who doesn't just see a broken dock, he sees work stalled to a halt. Thankfully, he has Grainger, offering the scale to deliver fast. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What would you pay for an iPad Pro? I only paid $42 on Deal Dash.
DealDash.com. Online auction since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. And this smart charcoal grill sold for $16. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20. Deals like these and many more happen in the thousands of daily auctions on DealDash.com. All auctions start at $0. And remember, everything must go.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56. I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And you get a 90-day money-back guarantee with your first purchase.
This brand new iPhone sold for less than $42. And this DJI drone sold for less than $21.
And I got it for $16 on Deal Dash.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
There are auctions going on right now. So what are you waiting for?
Did you know that by the time the next commercial break rolls around, you can find out if you're overpaying for car insurance? Want to see? Just go to FinanceBuzz.com and immediately compare the rates of over 90 carriers. Emus, Geckos, Ladies in Lab Coats. See who gives you the best price. It's fast, it's free, and it's all online. No need to call anybody. Just you, 2 minutes on FinanceBuzz.com, and your best deal. See if you're overpaying for car insurance. Go to FinanceBuzz.com now.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? By Verizon. And by Geico. Whatever you need, get more with Geico.
Why are we showing you Dwight Freeney, Elvis Dumervil, and Terrell Suggs in their college days? Because Trey White right now is on pace to outdo them all. The sack's only been an NCAA official stat since 2000, which is weird, but Trey White is outdoing those legends. Placencia, an intentionally short kickoff, but it goes out of bounds. So the ball will be spotted at the 35. It's officially another penalty against San Diego State. Second kick out of bounds this year by Gabriel Placencia.
Kickoff out of bounds, kicking team number 46. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10.
Special teams coordinator Zach Barton not pleased. Let's check in with Emily.
Well, you guys said it. Trey White leads the nation in sacks, but he's also so versatile. Tonight, you'll actually see him in some different spots. He'll actually be spying John Mateer in some cases, and White told me that it's great that his coaches trust him to follow a speedy guy like him. And defensive coordinator Eric Schmidt added the best spy guys can do it from the line of scrimmage.
And right on cue, here's Mateer, a carry, and White was trailing him as soon as Mateer touched it on the rush.
There's some of the designed quarterback run game for John Mateer, and you'll see a little bit of everything. Quarterback power, quarterback counter, quarterback sweep, draw, and then, oh, by the way, in the drop-back passing game, I think that's where he's most dynamic and dangerous. When he breaks contain, gets to the outside, that's where a lot of their chunk plays in the passing game come from.
Hey, there's the tight end who had the touchdown catch, goes in motion. Mateer will hand off to Wayshawn Parker. Nothing much doing. It's Latuli who comes up to make the stop, the sophomore who's missed the last 2 games with a hand injury.
I think this is one of the best linebackers in the Mountain West. Number 21, right in the middle of the screen, coming downhill. This is a big linebacker as well. 6'2", 240 from right here in San Diego, California. About 10 pounds away from being Trey White and an edge rusher, but they missed him a week ago against Wyoming. Had surgery 2 weeks ago, now playing with that club on his hand.
He and Trey White grew up playing football together. They've known each other since age 5. Mateer on the first 3rd down of the night for the Cougars. On the roll, toss is complete. First down, Cougars. Meredith takes it all the way to the 45-yard line. Josh Meredith, a redshirt junior from San Diego, gets 25.
Really nice protection from a veteran group up front for Washington State. See all the twists and movement up front. Mateer slides to his right side. Nice, easy completion to Josh Meredith. And again, great job. This is one of the most veteran units in all of college football. Guys on this offensive line have played a ton together. Good communication. They're going to need that tonight against this front seven for San Diego State.
70 yards of total offense so far for John Mateer. They'll hand off to Parker on the right side. Parker, who had 3 touchdowns in their first 2 games, dropped by Chris Johnson.
Another freshman, we mentioned a few of them tonight, but Wayshawn Parker, leading rusher for this offense, and you saw a good example of first down carries. 3/4 of his production as a running back comes on first down. Starts to lean on quarterback run game as you get into second and third down.
This is Washington State's most common look offensively, 4 wide. With Pulalasi in the backfield, Mateer will motion him to the left side. Pulalasi takes it on second down, slips inside the 30-yard line. Latuli again makes the stop. So think about the quarterback room last year for Washington State. Cam Ward and John Mateer. Now they're 2 of the top 4 in total offense entering this week.
Well, offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle was telling us, saying last year in spring ball, we're looking around saying, hey, John Mateer may be better than Cam Ward at that point. Now, obviously, we've seen all of the amazing things Cam Ward did at Washington State and now at Miami. But this offensive staff knew what they had in John Mateer a year ago.
Saw 3 of those 4 coached by Eric Morris at some point. Mateer stood up, slips away. Not from the rest of the Aztec D, Eric Butler. The free safety comes up to make the stop. 4th down coming.
Great job in gang tackling by San Diego State here. John Mateer makes so many people miss. All of those red helmets rallying to the football. That's something they have to have tonight. This is a spot on the field. They're right at the edge of Gene Janikowski's kicking range. Not surprised to see the offense stay on the field here.
53% on 4th down. Butler's out of play for San Diego State at safety because his helmet came off. Nimmo's in. On 4th and 3, Mateer flushed out of the pocket on the run. He's going to tuck it, flag down as Mateer is shoved out at the 30, short of the 4th down. Now we'll check the flag. Short of the 1st down, I should say, on 4th down.
I think Dominic Oliver was being held the entire way. It's not going to matter.
Holding offense, number 76. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is short of the line to gain. First down, San Diego State.
Great job by San Diego State, rallying to the football, tackling John Mateer. We knew what an emphasis that was going to be. Great job responding from San Diego State on that drive.
Look, I got the new iPhone 16 Pro at Verizon. Apple Intelligence is pretty awesome.
Nice.
You can get it when you trade in any phone.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're seeing this right here.
At Verizon, new and existing customers can get iPhone 16 Pro and a new iPad, all on us. That's over $1,400 in value. Only on Verizon.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age. It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Right now during Ram Power Days, get $4,000 cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks. Don't miss Ram Power Days. Hurry in today.
With Harry's, you get a smooth shave at a great price because you get all of this for as low as $2 per refill, half of what the other guys charge. Wake up to Harry's. Get your trial set for just $7 at harrys.com/smooth.
Why did we choose Safelite? We were loading our SUV when crack. Safelite came right to us, and we could see exactly when they'd arrive. With the replacement we could trust.
Schedule free mobile service at safelight.com.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
With investing options from Navy Federal Credit Union, Rob feels financially at ease, which means he can worry about other things like landing this fish. What if the fish is really big? What if it's not a fish? What if it's treasure? What if the treasure is cursed? Rob has a lot of things to worry about, but as a member of Navy Federal, his finances aren't one of them. Become a member today. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
It is way past his bedtime.
Pacifier on a string. That's underrated by those parents. Let's take a look back at this last one.
It's such a good job from San Diego State. Rallying to the football. Look how many red helmets getting to the football. They're going to have that type of tackling all night against John Mateer. There are very few quarterbacks in all of college football that create more missed tackle opportunities than John Mateer.
O'Neal pressured and sacked back at the 20. Somehow he hangs on to the football, but he is crushed by Ansel Dinboo, and now O'Neal is down on the turf holding his left shoulder, loss of 7. O'Neal has missed 1 game this year, but that was because of a knee injury, and he took a huge hit.
Holding that left shoulder, I think that's exactly what he landed on. Ansel Dinboo comes unblocked on the defensive line spot. Number 92 on the right side. Good job shedding the block. Again, driving that left shoulder down into the ground. And Danny O'Neal, who missed a game earlier in the year with a knee injury, been playing better. But Javance Tupuola-Johnson would be the quarterback that would come in behind Danny O'Neal, has a start under his belt to this point in the season. But you hope the freshman from Indianapolis is able to go, even as a true freshman, been so important to this San Diego State offense and to this team in the first part of this season.
And there you see the redshirt freshman from Oakland warming up. And he has thrown 2 of their 3 interceptions this season. This is a long time for O'Neal on the turf.
They've got him sitting up, which is a good sign. He's holding that left shoulder. See there, working on that grip. Don't speculate too much, but reaching up under, checking out that left shoulder, that spot that he landed on. Already battled some injuries in the first part of this season, has dealt with that left knee injury. And for Ansel Dinboo, this is a really good move on the right side. He's paired up against Tyler McMahon. Wins at the point of attack. You see there, Danny O'Neal with that left elbow kind of caught underneath him, able to jog off on his own power. For Aztec fans, obviously hope that they see number 5 back in this game after he gets checked out.
So here's Tupuola-Johnson. And you would think that this means even more for Marquez Cooper and the run game. You're in 2nd and 17 after that 7-yard loss. Give it to Cooper anyway. Big hole on the left side. A shoestring tackle from behind by Keith Brown, but it's still a gain of 9 as the training staff tends to Danny O'Neal.
Carter, you're exactly right. I think you're going to get a heavy dose of Marquez Cooper, especially now with your backup quarterback in, and also the screen game. Those 2 areas, screens and then design shots down the field. Obvious passing down here. You see all the pressure up front being shown from Washington State. We'll see if they bring it or bail out.
On 3rd and 8, here they come. Pass is caught on the slant, right at the sticks. Bennett hauls it in. And Tupuola Johnson just to get the first down.
It's a great catch from Nate Bennett. I like the decision from San Diego State, get back on the ball quick. I'm not sure if Nate Bennett had the 40-yard line for the first down. Another false start for San Diego State.
Stop it! False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. First down.
They're playing at a disadvantage now without your starting quarterback. That's even worse, committing the penalties. You see, only New Mexico has more.
And you would say when you get a different quarterback that comes in the game, that starts to impact your cadence, but you can't give San Diego State the benefit of the doubt. This was already the second most penalized team in the country.
Cam Davis gets it and cuts back. Cam Davis across the 50, rolling inside the Cougar 35, hammered as he's dropped at the 26. That is by far the biggest run of the year for the redshirt junior Cam Davis. He gets 38.
Somebody down back at the line of scrimmage, but Cam Davis was banged up through the first part of the season. This staff talked about, we want to get Cam Davis going. Hit him an early touch and he takes advantage. That stretch zone, such a staple of this offense, but the rest of this, great individual effort from Cam Davis. It gets San Diego State now deep into Washington State territory.
But the concern now is for the right guard, Tyler McMahon, and it is a shuffled offensive line already for the Aztecs. Without their starting QB, Danny O'Neal, and now right guard Tyler McMahon is down. We step aside.
To me, Harlem is home. But home is also your body.
Last one, everyone.
I asked myself, why doesn't Pilates exist in Harlem? So I started my own studio. Getting a brick and mortar in New York is not easy. Chase Inc. has supported us from Studio 1 to Studio 3.
When you start small, you need some big help, and Chase Inc. was that for me.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
So among the issues on the San Diego State offensive line, Dean Abdullah left the team after 4 games to preserve a red shirt. Left guard Miles Murrow is out with a knee injury. There's more issues, but they're thin at offensive line already.
They were talking to us this week about, felt like they had a good plan for the starting 5. You can see McMahon rolled up that left ankle. Worst nightmare for an offensive lineman, up gingerly, having to be helped off the field. Now the question becomes, who gets moved into that right guard spot? You mentioned the issues, challenges that this unit has had.
Yeah, I mean, you've lost 4 transferring before the season in the coaching transition from Brady Hoke to Sean Lewis, and now 3 have gone down during the season, and that's why you are extremely thin at right guard. Along the offensive line, Fuima Ono takes over at right guard. Tupuola Johnson tucks it and scrambles inside the 20. Let's check in with Emily.
Yeah, guys, I got a quick update on Aztec starting quarterback Danny O'Neal. He did go back to the locker room. Before that, he spent about a minute in the tent, and the athletic trainers were still working on that left shoulder, and one of them actually asked him to lift his arm. He couldn't get it above his shoulder.
That is not good news. So for now, Tupuola Johnson at QB on the shuffled offensive line. Low snap. Give it to Cooper on 2nd and 3. Tough run to take it to the 15 and get a first down before Buda Alukta gets a stop for Washington State. Tonight's Red Zone brought to you by Verizon. This is just the 18th trip to the Red Zone in game number 7 for San Diego State. They average less than 3 red zone trips per game.
An impressive drive to this point for San Diego State. You got the issues on the injuries that we've touched on the offensive line, and your quarterback is down, but this is the exact kind of drive San Diego State wants to have. Long, sustained drive, stay on the field, limit the possession for John Mateer and Washington State.
Pulled. Tupuola Johnson sold the fake to Cam Davis, pulls it, and takes it to the 10 on a gain of 5.
And a great job from Tupuola Johnson. Watch how he sticks this right foot in the ground. Makes Buda Alukta miss in the open field. And I think it's so important for Tupuola Johnson that he had those critical snaps in his start against Cal. I think he looks really comfortable on this first drive coming off the bench in place of Danny O'Neal.
Now we get a Wildcat look with Polk, the direct snap. Cooper's with him in the backfield, but first, timeout San Diego State. So lined up for the Wildcat on 2nd and 5. Sean Lewis is going to use a timeout. I mean, this is still in the first quarter, but this is a critical red zone trip for San Diego State.
Well, and I go back to how impressive it's been. You lose your starting right guard and your starting quarterback on the same possession. And San Diego State has continued to move the football down the field, mostly in the run game. We saw the big carry for Cam Davis from the backup spot, and a big run a second ago from Jermance Tupuola Johnson. We saw a first look at it there, Jay-Sean Pope coming in at that Wildcat spot. Especially now that you've got your backup in, imagine we see more of those exotic looks, trying to get some different looks and different carries for the critical targets for San Diego State.
They've done it without big numbers from Marquez Cooper, only 29 rushing yards so far for Cooper. Tupuola Johnson feeds it to Cooper. He's met in the backfield, spins away from the first Cougar, falls forward. It'll still be a loss, 1 to bring up 3rd down in the red zone.
Well, Bryson Lamb, the defensive tackle, is the read here, number 99. He sheds the block, and that looks like to me a pull read for Tupuola Johnson. Pull that ball, get to the outside. I know Bryson Lamb doesn't make the tackle, but a good job slowing down Marquez Cooper.
Stephen Hall comes to finish it off. Bring up 3rd and 6. Cooper split out as a wide receiver, top of your screen. Tupuola Johnson will slip away from the first wave of pressure, hit at the 10 and drop to the Cougars. Rally, Ethan O'Connor makes another tough stop. 4th down, here comes the field goal unit.
Ethan O'Connor was the star a couple weeks ago against Fresno State, the pick 6 that sealed the game. This is his first opportunity to come up and show how physical he can be from the corner spot in the run game. Gets his defense off the field and forces another field goal attempt.
Easily good from 46 earlier. This one looks much easier for Placencia from 28. Astula holds. The 28-yarder is good. So the Aztecs lose their starting quarterback and an offensive lineman on the drive, but Tupuola Johnson, with some help from Cam Davis, brings him down for a field goal drive, and it's a 1-point game in San Diego.
Even we are gonna start a fire.
From world-renowned clubs
Simply devastating
to worldwide stars,
Wrexham have done it. This incredible ride continues.
the English Football League on CBS Sports Network, and stream every match live on Paramount Plus.
Your pride and joy is measured in acres. Keep them looking their best with the Kubota lineup. Versatile sidekick utility vehicles. The #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. Professional grade mowers for a professional cut. It's equipment built with one purpose: to get the job done right.
That's a Harry's, the razor with a first name. For people who want to start their day feeling smooth and soft, thanks to 5 sharp blades and a lubricating strip with aloe for as low as $2 a blade. Harry's, available in stores and online at harrys.com/shave.
Look, she's just sitting here building her credit by... I forgot you were here. Self gives you credit for the rent you were going to pay anyways, and reports it to the credit bureaus within 72 hours. Free credit building for renters with Self.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Legzercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Legzercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Legzercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
Those 26 miles in the rain?
Yeah.
FrameBridge can frame that with custom framing made easy.
First in my class.
Let FrameBridge frame that, either in-store or online.
This is Italy, Japan, 2013.
Why not frame them? They'll frame any memento, large or small. Whether it's a pic or a Picasso, FrameBridge will frame it with the highest quality materials. Millions of custom frames and counting. Get started today at framebridge.com.
So on the Aztecs, during the break, Emily Proud spoke with Washington State head coach Jake Dickert.
Coach, you told us you didn't like the way that you started last week. Wasn't fast enough. What do you think of this start?
Well, it came out really aggressive on offense. Obviously, they got us with the fake punt. Good job by the defense bowing up after giving up some yardage. We know this is going to be a 60-minute football game.
Thank you, Coach.
Go Cougs.
The affable Jake Dickert was defensive coordinator. And then Nick Rolovich was fired by Washington State 2021. He took over as head coach. Put together a good coaching staff here at Washington State, and they're 6-1, a chance to be 7-1 for the first time since 2018. It is against different competition this year in the Pac-12 Mountain West Conference scheduling agreement for 2024, but taking care of business, beat Texas Tech and Washington in the Apple Cup.
You beat me to it. The win over Texas Tech continues to look stronger as the year has gone along, and Washington, I know they've been a little underperforming in the Big Ten, but anytime you get an Apple Cup win, that's a big deal.
Since his kickoff, this time they go deep. Leighton Smith brings it out of the end zone. Smith sprints ahead to near the 25-yard line. There's O'Neal back on the sideline for San Diego State. That is a very good sign for the Aztecs. So the question is, how far can Washington State take it in 2024?
They came into this game a little better than 10% odds to make the college football playoff, and they need a little bit of anarchy. I think that second to last piece of this, chaos in the Big 12 and ACC. Washington State needs there to only be one bid for the Big 12 and the ACC. I think that's their best opportunity, and it helps them a lot if Boise State continues to win and wins out.
John Mateer on the roll finds Kyle Williams. He is wrestled down quickly by Chris Johnson. Complete for a gain of 7. BYU, a team that was picked 13th in the Big 12, will likely crack the top 10 this week.
Been unbelievable. They were dominant today on the road, had to go cross country and dominated at Central Florida.
Well, Iowa State and BYU both still undefeated in the Big 12. Pulalasi in the backfield. Flag is down as Mateer finds him out of the backfield. For now, a first down to the 39.
This was thrown immediately. Looks like we're going to get offsides on San Diego State. Another penalty for the Aztecs.
Offside, defense, number 47. The penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
Trey White lined up over the football, number 47. You can't see the football from this screen, and
that tells you something.
Exactly, that makes it easy on that side, Judge.
5 for 6 passing start for John Mateer. Only 3 carries for 3 yards, though, so they kept him in check. In the ground game, here comes a deep shot. It is incomplete. He just missed Kyle Williams, who had Bryce Phillips beat.
Going max protection here. They leave Cooper Mathers in on the right side, trying to block up C24, stay in. The block up for Trey White. And that is a miss. Kyle Williams is open on that post route, gets by Bryce Phillips. This is one that John Mateer wishes he could have back. That should have been a touchdown for the Cougars.
So a big miss. Williams gets a break after that sprint. Double stacked with a 4 wide. Mateer, time to throw again over the middle. It's caught. Meredith takes a stick as he gets to the 42-yard line by J.D. Coffey, but it's a gain of 19.
Good protection again from Washington State. Second time we've seen Josh Meredith work all the way across the field, left to right. That throw over the middle is something that John Mateer is really comfortable with. Anything right down the center of the field, he likes those throws as he checks the play at the line.
On 1st and 10, quick hitter, Hudson on the outside, minimal gain, but a good completion. Trey White chasing all the way to the sideline to force Chris Hudson out.
And through the first part of this game, the Cougars have had a great plan for Trey White. We've seen a little bit of it, chipping the running back, leaving Cooper Mathers in, making sure that they don't allow Trey White in those unblocked situations. That's a lot of what has led to his sack production in the first part of the season.
Not only does he not have a sack, he doesn't have a tackle. Mateer, second down, slant, caught a little bit behind Shackelford, but he comes back to make the catch. He is just short of the first down, though.
And Carter, you said it, but I think that was intentional from John Mateer. Throw that on the back shoulder. Chris Johnson working across the face of the receiver. Oh, that was a good, accurate throw from John Mateer. Protect the football. Now gets it to a 3rd and short.
Pulalasi in the backfield. Don't forget about Mateer's ability to run it on 3rd and short. A loaded box for San Diego State. Everybody up on the line. Here's Mateer, block on the right side. I mean, San Diego State had all 11 defenders in the box, and Washington State still easily picks up the first down.
Blocked up really well on the right side. Some patience from John Mateer. It's not there initially. See again, an example of John Mateer shaking a tackle. Kyle Moretti comes unblocked, not able to make the tackle. And John Mateer, he's not the biggest guy, 6'1", 220, but he runs really physical for a quarterback.
Another late substitution for San Diego State, but the Cougars also substituted. Pulalasi motions out. Mateer zips it, incomplete, off the hands of Hudson.
Just a stick route to the field for Chris Hudson. This is one John Mateer tries to throw that out to the field away from the defender. That one just gets away from him a little bit.
8 plays, 7 passes. The one rush was the 3rd down conversion by Mateer. Mateer on 2nd 10. Wants to take off. He is wrestled down from behind. Still falls forward to get 4.
Good pursuit on that defensive line. Tupu Alualu in there as well. Not quitting on the play, working back to the football. This is a big opportunity for this Aztecs defense to force a field goal attempt.
Aztecs drop into coverage. Mateer zips it. And picked off the hands of Williams and intercepted, but there is a flag down. It's picked off by William Nimmo Jr. Now the Aztecs hope it stands.
I think Chris Johnson got there a hair early on the receiver. There's a conversation here, but I think this is going to be pass interference.
The Aztecs are going back, so it looks like it is.
Pass interference, defense. Penalized at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Wiping out the interception.
Now it's at the top of the screen. You're going to see as he's working back through the receiver, gets there just a hair early. That's a bang-bang play. You see those go either way, and that's Bryce Phillips from the corner spot, not Chris Johnson. Wipes away a huge play for the Aztecs.
4 penalties. Those are the accepted penalties against San Diego State. They've had a couple that Washington State did not accept, but still impacted the play. So Cougars in the red zone. Mateer, designed run on the left side. Takes a big pop as he gets to the 16. Krishna Clay drops John Mateer. He's listed 6'1", 219, Mateer is, but he is thick. I mean, he can take a pop, never slides.
And we've seen a couple examples of it in the first part of this game, but this staff for Washington State not afraid to run John Mateer between the tackles. Critical downs, 3rd and short, 4th and short. You don't really see any wildcat. You don't see anybody else really get those carries between the tackle. They lean on the redshirt sophomore.
Only 13 rushing yards early for Mateer. Fakes the give. Mateer tosses to the end zone. It's incomplete. Intended for Meredith with William Nimmo Jr. there in coverage to force 3rd and 9 in the red zone.
Good sticky coverage on the back end. This is another good example. Pretty good protection. I know a shot late for John Mateer. You got to be very careful. If you're Alualu, gets that contact up towards the head or neck area of the quarterback. Fortunate it wasn't called there. Another 3rd and long opportunity for the Aztecs.
That was close. That was close to roughing the passer. Pugliasi's in the backfield. Aztecs drop into coverage. Mateer zips it short of the goal line, but caught. Shackelford hauls it in. It will be 1st and goal. Washington State gain of 13 on 3rd and 9.
This is a great job from Shackelford working back away from the defender. Great throw to the outside, but you see how Shackelford working back towards the line of scrimmage instead of taking that route flat. That's what creates the separation away from the corner. Chris Johnson, another 3rd down conversion for the Cougars.
Shackelford has only 2 catches, but they have both been big for the Cougars. And now with time winding down on 1st and goal, Washington State will use a timeout. So the play clock winding down.
The previous play is under review to determine the legality of the catch.
Okay, correction. Before the timeout, we're going to get a replay review. Dan Antonietti, the replay official.
Wasn't anything on the initial look. Made me think Trey Shackelford didn't survive the ground. This should be a great look at it. The ball does move slightly, but I don't know that that hit the ground. This is another good look. Point of that ball, that's going to be close. The ball definitely moves. When does that point of the football hit the ground, and then does it move? I think he survived the ground there. It's going to be really close because, again, this was called a catch on the field. This may be the best angle we have. Does the football move from that spot after he touches the ground, and does it aid the catch? I don't know that there's enough there to overturn the call on the field of this being a catch.
Rulebook says slight movement of the football is allowed as long as the receiver maintains control. Here comes the call.
After review, the ruling of a catch stands as called.
I think it's interesting that they use the word stand and not confirmed. Plenty of good angles there, and a great job by our crew. Had that from 3 different great angles. And credit to Trey Shackelford. The ball touches the ground, but he survived the ground, didn't move enough for that call to be overturned. And a big spot here. This in the tight red zone is the area of the field. This offense really leans on John Mateer. A lot of his production running the football comes in the tight red zone.
Washington State was perfect in the red zone in their last game against Hawaii. 5 for 5 touchdowns. Mateer pulls it. Finds the edge. He's dropped at the 2-yard line. What a stop from William Nimmo Jr., who's playing great at safety.
Number 7, Nimmo, on the right side, rally to the football. And again, it's like every time John Mateer gets tackled, you see multiple red helmets rallying to the football. Expect that we see something similar under center here. Maybe an opportunity for Leo Pugliasi.
Mather's the tight end lined up as a fullback. It'll be Pulalasi's driven back as soon as he touches the football. The Aztec defensive line breaks through again. Dalton gets the stop.
Darian Dalton, just 5 tackles on the season coming in, and he flashes immediately, wins at the point of attack. This defensive line for San Diego State, no sacks yet to this point of the game, is showing up in a big way on the doorstep of the goal line, and a huge play from Darian Dalton.
Now on 3rd and goal. Williams goes in motion. Pulalasi takes it. He is short of the goal line. It'll be 4th and goal for Washington State. Dalton with another huge stop. Back-to-back tackles. Yesenia 5 on the year.
Stepping up, he crashes down from that right side. And now Washington State staying on the field. I like this. On the other side, San Diego State has their backup quarterback in the game. If you don't get this, you make San Diego State drive the length of the field. I like this decision here to go for it.
4th and goal from the 1. Mathers at fullback, Pulalasi at tailback. Mateer gets a push from behind, and he is in. Touchdown, Cougars. A passing touchdown from Mateer, and now a 1-yard rushing touchdown on 4th and goal.
Washington State earned every yard of this drive. Multiple 3rd downs, a couple 3rd and long situations, and capped off by their leader, John Mateer, another rushing touchdown. That gives him his 9th on the ground for the season.
What a drive. Janikowski gets the PAT. So the first touchdown was the big one in the pass game from Mateer. This one a methodical drive. Jake Dickert says go for it on 4th and goal from the 1, and John Mateer responds. Touchdown, Cougars.
Michael, you can do anything you want. Why this?
I don't want to be stuck behind the desk.
But out on your own?
I won't be alone.
End it.
I'll be a part of a team, making an impact.
Great job.
So what do you say, Mom?
Meet the traveling trio. The thrill seeker, the soul searcher, and ahoy, it's the explorer, each helping to protect their money with Chase. Whoa, a lost card isn't keeping this thrill seeker down. Lost her card? Not the vibe. The soul searcher is finding his identity and helping to protect it. Oh yeah, the explorer. She's looking to dive deeper, all while Chase looks out for her. Because these friends have Chase. Alerts that help check, tools that help protect, one bank that puts you in control. Chase, make more of what's yours.
It's a hard conversation to have. When you die, this is what's going to happen.
Trust and Will makes it really easy and succinct for people to go out there, create their estate plan. It's such an important thing to have. The things and the people that you care about are taken care of.
Create your estate plan at trustandwill.com.
With Harry's, you get a smooth shave at a great price because you get all of this for as low as $2 per refill, half of what the other guys charge. Wake up to Harry's. Get your trial set for just $7 at harrys.com/smooth.
Old Trapper Beefs. Tough snacks.
Out here, nothing comes easy. That's why you gotta be tough. The truck, it's tough. My crew, definitely tough. But Old Trapper taught me the value of tenderness.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Oh, it's a puppy.
Washington State, a passing touchdown from Mateer, a rushing touchdown from Mateer. The big question for the Aztecs is the status of Danny O'Neal, so let's check in with Emily.
I've got some great news. Danny O'Neal did just come out of the locker room. He warmed up a little bit, and we got a little sneak preview when San Diego State thought they had that interception on the last drive. He put on his helmet. He ran out there like he was ready to play some offense. Also, I'm being told that Tyler McMahon is considered questionable, but he too is wearing his helmet and looks to be ready to go back on this field.
Well, that is excellent news in both cases for San Diego State. And boy, O'Neal, who took that huge hit, and did not come back on the drive with the shoulder injury, but he is able, apparently, to come back for San Diego State. That's a big boost.
Massive for the Aztecs if he's able to go.
Tupuola Johnson took over and led him on a field goal drive. Dean Janikowski, who handles everything for Washington State, kicks it off. Short of the goal line. Pope comes up to get it at the 4. And Pope gets back to the 23. Tuesday night at 7 Eastern, CBS Sports Network brings you more college football as New Mexico State and FIU collide in some weekday CUSA action. And boy, did a weekday CUSA action deliver this week. One of the biggest upsets of the year, Kennesaw State over previously undefeated Liberty.
That was a huge win. First win in the FBS for the Owls. You see Danny O'Neill had the helmet on, but still not going. Tupuola Johnson back in at quarterback for the Aztecs.
So that's interesting for San Diego State with the helmet on for O'Neill, but Tupuola Johnson, this will be the first drive that he begins. He took over on the last drive. Tupuola Johnson delivers, comes back to complete to Nate Bennett. Nice roll from Tupuola Johnson to gain of 14.
And a good job by Nate Bennett setting down in zone coverage. Tupuola Johnson recognizing it, throwing him open. Good first down completion.
3 catches. Here's a toss. Pope on the edge, slips as he gets near the 40. Balls to the 44. You can see Jayshon Pope frustrated.
And we knew coming into this game, the Aztecs wanted to lean on their screen game. This is a good example of it. Get it out on the perimeter in a hurry and give your receiver Jayshon Pope the opportunity to run away from the linebacker Kyle Thornton that's having to trail him from inside the box.
Tupuola Johnson winds up, toss is deep. Looks like a holding or pass interference coming. The pass intended for Nate Bennett. Ethan O'Connor there in coverage. Just the question whether the ball was in the air or not.
Well, I think this happened right at the line of scrimmage. This may actually be a face mask. Like Nate Bennett, that's what he was calling for. That's exactly what it is. Ethan O'Connor just gets a handful of the face mask of Nate Bennett. This will be a free 15 yards. And a lot of penalties in this game. Several on the side of San Diego State, but a couple early from the Cougars as well.
Two fouls occurred, one by each team. Illegal formation, offense, 5 in the backfield. Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 24. The foul's offset. Second down.
So because San Diego State lined up wrong, you wipe out 15 yards.
The illegal formation, they're saying Nate Bennett at the top. That's who needs to be on the line. And like you said, Carter, that wipes away a free 15 yards.
Tupuola Johnson, a little trouble with the mesh there with Cooper. He tucks it and scrambles for a first down across the 50. He's ridden out of bounds by Tyson Durant, but a good recovery and a gain of 9.
I tell you what, this is making something out of nothing. This is almost a fumble in the backfield. He scrambles like he's throwing. There's no pass play on the back end of this. Great individual effort from Tupuola Johnson to pick up the first down.
Out of the gun, pocket collapses, and he will take the sack. Back at the 46, Ansel Denbo. A loss of 6. Give credit to the back end as well.
And Denbo having a great first half. He had the sack early in the game on Danny O'Neill. Wins on the right side again. And Foymano, number 57, that's who's had to step in place of Tyler McMahon. Another big play from Ansel Denbo.
2 sacks by the Cougars, both from Denbo. On 2nd and 16, Tupuola Johnson just leaves that one in the turf for Jordan Napier.
Trying to throw the out route to Jordan Napier, the freshman that had such a big performance a week ago against Wyoming. A look there at Danny O'Neill. I'm sure wants to be back out on the field, but Coming off the field early, Javance Tupuola-Johnson. This is a spot. You see all the bodies close to the line of scrimmage for Washington State. Do they bring this pressure or bail out of it?
Bail out. Bring 4. Tupuola-Johnson pressured anyway, but delivers. Napier makes the grab. He's right at the sticks, however. Cougars rally to the football. His forward progress will be 2 yards short of the line to gain.
And I think from where Napier catches this football, if he had leaned forward, I think he picks up the first down. This move right here gives up about 2 yards. I like this decision for San Diego State. This part on the field, you're back up in the game trying to capture from some momentum before half. See if they go with the hard count to try and draw Washington State off.
Play clock under 10. And San Diego State will have to use its second timeout. Play clock was getting short for Tupuola-Johnson prior to 4th and 2. So see if Sean Lewis sticks with his decision.
There were 4 statewide initiatives this year, and they're all intentionally misleading. They were paid for by a wealthy hedge fund manager, and all of them harm the things we care about, like our schools and our health care. They'll pollute our air, our water, and drive up our energy bills, just so that wealthy guys like him can get another tax cut. It's a special deal for them, and a terrible deal for the rest of us. I'm not falling for it. I'm voting no on all 4 statewide initiatives.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
So your credit tanked, and now you have 3 roommates. Well, you're in luck, because Self will securely report your positive rent payments to all 3 credit bureaus for free. So you can increase your credit score and improve your living situation. Get free rent reporting. Download Self today.
That's a Harry's, the razor with the first name. For people who want to start their day feeling smooth and soft, thanks to 5 sharp blades and a lubricating strip with aloe for as low as $2 a blade. Harry's, available in stores and online at harrys.com/shave.
Create a backyard that's out of this world. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 gas-powered chainsaw. Real steel. Find yours.
Just the 3rd meeting between Washington State and San Diego State on the football field. Cougars lead at 14-6. Tomorrow at 4 Eastern, join CBS Sports Network back in California for some AVP beach volleyball as the best duos in the country leave it all on the sand. So San Diego State was going to go for it on 4th and 2. Sean Lewis uses a timeout, and here comes the offense out of the timeout. They're still going for it on 4th down.
I still think you will see potentially a hard count here, try and get a free 5 yards and a first down. But coming out of the TV timeout, you've asked your freshman quarterback, Tupuola-Johnson, what is your favorite play in a short yardage situation if they go ahead and run the ball here?
Tupuola-Johnson gives it to Cooper, and he is dropped in the backfield. Washington State gets a 4th down stop. Keith Brown and Stephen Hall lead the way. A pump of the fist from Jake Dicker. Cougars a 14-6 lead, and the football after the 4th down stop.
Most Cougs weren't born here, but we're all from here. It's a special place where friends become family, and family runs deep. Gisa Credit Union is proud to be a part of the Pride and proud to offer the only official debit card of WSU Athletics. Pick your card design and then get early access to select home games and discounted tickets. Plus, Giza will donate to the Cougar Athletic Fund with every swipe. Get yours at Giza.com.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Legzercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Legzercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Legzercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
You said you were certain this was a costume party.
Well,
Were you for imprint certain?
certainty matters. Experience certainty with 4imprint. High-quality promotional products, expert service, and guaranteed on-time delivery. Visit 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
Framing is hard, but FrameBridge is easy. Custom frames, premium materials, transparent pricing. Get started at framebridge.com or visit a store today.
2 touchdowns for the Cougar offense, a big 4th down stop from the Cougar D.
Well, Jayshawn Polk was the intended target here, and he comes across, slips out. That is where Tupuola Johnson is supposed to go with the football. This should have been a pull read right now and immediately throw it to Jayshawn Polk in the flat. This was a missed opportunity in the Aztecs. You could see Polk standing there all by himself at about the 40-yard line. Should have been a first down for the Aztecs.
4:26, 3 timeouts. Wayshawn Parker, stiff arm as he turns the corner. Parker dives forward on a gain of 11, the true freshman from Sacramento. He's a tough runner.
We've talked a lot about John Mateer breaking tackles. How about the freshman running back, Wayshawn Parker? It looks like we've had another defender down.
It's Darian Dalton, who's been terrific for San Diego State. And by the way, Parker was marked short there. He dives forward, but it will be second down. But for now, the Aztecs turn their attention to Darian Dalton.
You're so much more than just a landowner. You're a gardener, a groundskeeper, a landscaper. Because you didn't settle for ordinary. Same goes for your equipment. Versatile, powerful, durable Kubota equipment. More goes into it, so you get more out of it.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, I'm positive.
I mean, I love that you're trying to help, but why this way?
Because there's a lot going on in the world, and this is how I can help. So, what do you think?
Self can securely report your positive rent payments to all 3 credit bureaus for free. Quicker than it takes your landlord to finally get around to fixing that leaky ceiling. Rebuild your credit score with positive payment history for free. With Self.
With Harry's, you get a smooth shave at a great price. Because you get all of this for as low as $2 per refill. Half of what the other guys charge. Wake up to Harry's. Get your trial set for just $7 at harrys.com/smooth.
On a hyped-up Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
All aboard the hype train! We're going all the way! Woo!
I heard this hype train runs an ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
And the hopes of overly optimistic fans. Hey guys, check out my new tattoo. We are so winning it all. Even the national media agrees.
And they're never wrong about anything.
Oh wait, our quarterback got injured in practice.
Okay, everyone off the hype train.
Well, that didn't last long.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Darian Dalton, who had 2 big tackles for San Diego State, including 1 for loss, limps into the injury tent. The 3rd injured Aztec of the night. 2 on offense and now 1 on defense. Got 2nd and 1 coming up. Again, Parker leaned forward, but his knee was down short of the first down. So 2nd and 1 and what could be a big 4 minutes, 9 seconds in this game for the Cougars.
San Diego State just has 1 timeout left in this first half. We'll obviously have the 2-minute timeout as well, but for Washington State, if they can bleed off clock and put points on the board here before half, they get the ball coming out to start the second half as well. An opportunity to double dip and extend this lead against a really banged up San Diego State team.
All right, now it's going to be first down. So during that injury timeout, replay took a look and agreed with us. That was a first down. Bathers, who had a 26-yard touchdown catch, goes in motion. Parker gets it again. Big hole left side. Parker lowers the shoulders again and gets 8 more.
Notice a hat on a hat for this offensive line. There is no penetration from San Diego State. Makes 1 tackler miss at the point of attack. But I think Washington State, their offensive line has had a fantastic first half.
Parker, who had 3 touchdowns in the first 2 games, hasn't had 1 since. John Mateer encouraging the true freshman. Stick with it. Loose football. Mateer gets on top. After Kalani, something went wrong on the snap. Mateer makes the right play to get back on the football.
This was a shot schemed up. I don't know that that ball ever got to John Mateer. Wonder if Devin Kalani thought that Mateer was under center. Looked like an under center snap. That was never going to get to John Mateer. Good job by Mateer just getting on the football.
And that's your center captain. Dicker calls him an unsung hero. Devin Kalani, that was just a weird snap play. So Washington State able to maintain possession. 3rd and 4. Parker dropped at the 40. He only picked up 1. It's going to be 4th down. Alu leads the way for the Aztecs.
This was a great play from Tupu Alu. Back on the ball quickly from Washington State. Look for the hard count here.
Parker motions out. There's your hard count. Now he motions back in. Aztecs don't jump. Have to run a play before the 2-minute timeout.
They take this and use one of their own timeouts or take the penalty yardage.
Timeout at 2:01. So 2 timeouts remaining. And I mean, you're at the 40, so pretty much no man's land. We'll see if Jake Dickert still wants to go for it. Tomorrow, an outstanding NFL on CBS doubleheader with the early games headline by the Eagles taking on the Bengals. And number 1 draft pick Caleb Williams leads the Bears on the road against the Commanders. Now that is a CBS Sports Sunday. Get set for kickoff beginning at noon Eastern with the NFL Today, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. You probably know about the year Saquon Barkley is having. Joe Burrow, after the slow start, 0-3, they've won 3 of their last 4. Numbers are all good for Burrow. Out of the timeout, offense comes back on the field. Mateer out of the gun. Steps up. Slant knocked away. Incomplete. Chris Johnson knocks it away from Carlos Hernandez. The Aztec defense gets a 4th down stop. We have reached the 2-minute timeout of the first half. Cougars have the 14-6 edge on the Aztecs, but now San Diego State has a big 4th down stop. And the Aztecs get the ball. Minute 58 before the half.
Pro-level performance at work and at home. Right now, save $50 on the BGA 57 battery blower. Real STIHL. Find yours.
Chase really knows how to put the heart in your local community. See what I did there? Hey, Jackie. Evan, my guy. You helping him with savings, right? I wish I had somebody like Evan when I started. Somebody just got their first debit card. Ice cream on you? Ooh, tacos. I got you. Wait, hold on. Don't you owe me money? What? Your money is a part of your community, so your bank should be too. Like Chase.
That's a Harry's, the razor with a first name. For people who want to start their day feeling smooth and soft, thanks to 5 sharp blades and a lubricating strip with aloe. For as low as $2 a blade. Harry's, available in stores and online at harrys.com/shave.
We were wondering if anything happened to us.
We want you to take the kids.
Doesn't count. What you need is a will, something you can sign and make official. Start your will at trustandwill.com and make it count.
Look, I got the new iPhone 16 Pro at Verizon. Apple Intelligence is pretty awesome.
Nice.
You can get it when you trade in any phone.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You're seeing this right now.
Switch to Verizon and get the new iPhone 16 Pro and get a new iPad and Apple One all on us. That's over $1,600 in value. Only on Verizon.
Aztec football after a 4th down stop, but before 1st down, let's check in with Emily.
Yeah, guys, Danny O'Neil is continuing to stay warm here on the bench, and he is headed out to the field right now. Looks like he's going back in.
After the shoulder injury earlier, it was Tubuwada Johnson who came in and led a field goal drive. Had the last drive for San Diego State, but Danny O'Neil, the true freshman, back in the game for the final drive of the half of the Aztecs.
Do you see anything different in protection to try and keep him upright? Got Marquez Cooper in the game. Do they leave him in to chip, add an extra hat in protection?
Cooper has only 27 rushing yards. O'Neil chased again, dumps it off. Cooper slips his way to the 46-yard line, so somehow gets 6. Gusta gets him from behind.
Now we'll see obvious tempo situation. They get into their 2-minute drive.
Give it to Cooper again. On the right side, he is right at the sticks. Looks like a gain of 4. They'll move the chains 1st down. They're about 20 yards away right now from Placencia's field goal range, where the target line is at the 30. 1 timeout. Under a minute and a half. Here's a deep shot from O'Neil. Flag is down as the pass was wide for Jayshon Polk, but Gushikin gets caught up with Polk. Marker's down.
Pass interference, defense, number 4, 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Well, Kapenna Gushikin never gets his head around, matched up against Jayshon Polk, and watch how he gets hands on Polk and runs him out of bounds without turning around to try and locate the football. That's an easy call. Now just 5 yards away from field goal range for Gabriel Placencia.
Pressure coming off the edge, picked up. O'Neil delivers on the slant, caught at the 26-yard line. Mekhi Shaw has the grab. Now the Aztecs thinking end zone after a gain of 13.
And great placement. It was good coverage from Stephen Hall, but an even better throw from Danny O'Neil.
Out of the gun, O'Neil, the true freshman. On the roll, he's going to tuck it. Get inside. Mark him down right around the 20. Lamb credited with the tackle. Under a minute.
And all of Snapdragon Stadium breathes a sigh of relief as Danny O'Neil falls on that left shoulder but pops right back up.
The throw again. Slant, caught. It's Polk who takes it inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal. San Diego State, a gain of 13. O'Neil to Polk.
Strong yards after catch from Jayshon Polk. Plenty of time still here on the clock.
1st and goal. O'Neil hands off to Cooper, who walks in. Touchdown, San Diego State. Danny O'Neal playing through the shoulder injury, and the true freshman leads the touchdown drive before the half.
What an answer from this Aztecs offense, capped off by the FBS leader in rushing yards, Marquez Cooper. That's one of the easier touchdowns, gives him 40 on his career, and a huge answer from the Aztecs.
Snap is wild, and the PAT will be no good as Pastula gets on top of it all the way back at the 25. So a missed opportunity on the extra point tamps down the celebration after the touchdown from Cooper.
It was a great drive from San Diego State. They stayed on schedule the entire drive. And you know what, Carter? There were no penalties on that drive, no negative plays. They stayed on script the entire time. But to me, if I'm head coach Sean Lewis, I kick the extra point here. You've got the momentum going into half, and now a disaster as this ball goes over the head of Tyler Pastula. If I'm Sean Lewis, I kick the extra point. It's not a spot in the game. You're obviously not fighting to get this to a tie game. It just gets you down, trying to get it to a tie game in the first half rather. But in that spot, I think you try and just take the extra point and go into half with that momentum.
Well, since he had a kickoff out of bounds in this first half, this one is short again. Fair catch called for Washington State. Coming up, the Verizon halftime report. Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, and Cardell Jones will get you caught up on this and all the other action around the country. It's coming up on the Verizon halftime report, including the rally by Texas A&M to beat number 8 LSU. Washington State will receive the second half kickoff, 17 seconds, 2 timeouts, but see how aggressive the Cougars are here at the close of the first half.
See if they take a shot, still with 2 timeouts, and enough time here to try and get this down to field goal range. Take a shot here on first down.
Or keep it on the ground to Wayshawn Parker. Parker gets to the 30. Latuli on the stop. Now the Cougars appear to be in no hurry, so they will take a 2-point lead to the half. A passing touchdown from John Mateer got it started for the Cougars. A rushing touchdown. But Sean Lewis's Aztecs respond. It's a 2-point game at the break. After the break, it's Brent Stover and the crew in New York. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. In this non-conference matchup in San Diego, Washington State by 2 at the half. John Mateer, 2 touchdowns for Washington State. These teams went for it 5 times on 4th down in the first half. There was only 1 punt in the first half. Carter Blackburn, Taylor McHart, Emily Proud is on the sideline. Noticeably absent on that first half stats, turnovers. And Danny O'Neal, the guy who doesn't turn it over at quarterback for San Diego State, back in the game.
It was a balanced first half. No turnovers like you mentioned. I thought the decision for Jake Dickert and Washington State to go for it on that 4th down before half, and then your freshman quarterback and Danny O'Neal comes back in, leads them on a drive, and it felt like momentum starting to go the way of Washington State. San Diego State able to capture some of that and now very much back in the fight.
Some trick plays early by Washington State as our unexpected performance brought to you by J-Lab begins with a reverse to Williams.
Right out of the gate, Kyle Williams, they told us they wanted to get touches to number 2 in space. This was a good example of it. And then the flea flicker stole a page out of the playbook a week ago that Wyoming ran against San Diego State, and it ends up as a big touchdown to Cooper Mathers. But other than those 2 plays, really not a lot of explosives created by Washington State, a team that we've come to know their ability to create those explosive plays, especially over the top.
Washington State won the toss and deferred to the second half, so the Cougars will get it. 2-point lead. A failed conversion by San Diego State after the touchdown run, onside kick. It is loose, recovered by the Cougars. So unlike the NFL, you don't have to wait until you're down in the fourth quarter. You can still do it at any time in college football. Ganesha-Morthy gets on top of the football.
Recognizing that void off the far side, Ganesha-Morthy, credit to him, recognizing where the football was going, able to jump on it, retain possession for the Cougars.
An aggressive move by Sean Lewis to begin the second half. They had a huge fake punt. San Diego State, they converted in one of their 2 field goal drives. Comes another flag.
Delay of game. Offense. Number 10. 5-yard penalty. First down.
But that's a sloppy start to the second half offensively.
Don't see that that often coming out of half. You know what you want to run. The delay of game behind the sticks coming out of half for Washington State.
Here's going to hand off. Wayshawn Parker. Let's check in with Emily.
You guys, it'll come as no surprise. My first question to Sean Lewis was, who is your quarterback in the second half? He did say it was Danny O'Neill. He said, look at his toughness, his resiliency. He wants to be out there. As for defensively, he said the biggest key is to limit some of those explosive plays, which is funny because Jake Dickert told me he wants to hit on some explosive plays.
Thank you, Emily. Mateer, 2 touchdowns, but 132 yards of total offense in the first half. The Aztecs have held him relatively in check.
I think they've had a fantastic plan for keeping John Mateer in that quote-unquote cage, which was described by defensive coordinator Eric Schmidt. They've done a lot of what Boise State did to John Mateer a few weeks ago, and I thought that was the best scheme against this attack. Pressure look again here from the Aztecs.
Boise State had 8 sacks in that game. Washington State's lone loss. Mateer pressured again. He will take another sack at the 25. This time it's Deshaun McEwen who comes up. The 3rd sack of the night by the Aztecs, a loss of 9.
They bring Deshaun McEwen. This is the stud position, really the nickel corner. They don't blitz anybody else more than that position. And a great job working past the running back, Wayshawn Parker, to come up with that sack. Huge play on 3rd down. A good job by this San Diego State defense, forcing the 3-and-out after half.
Went after the punt. Dean Janikowski gets it off. Fair catch. It's out of bounds anyway, so we'll see where Shaw will be right at the 37-yard line. Just a 35-yard punt from Janikowski. So good field position for San Diego State. It will be Danny O'Neill coming out at quarterback, the true freshman who went down with a shoulder injury, but then came back at the end of the first half to lead the touchdown drive. Marquez Cooper only 38 rushing yards in the first half, but did have a touchdown. Or the active leader in rushing yards in a career in college football. Pope, short gain to the 42. Tyson Duran makes the tackle.
I think Jayshawn Polk has been the guy that stepped up for San Diego State in place of Lewis Brown and Jude Wolfe in the tight end spot. Remember, both of those guys, key targets for Danny O'Neill that are out. Polk has done a great job in their place tonight.
On 2nd and 6, Cooper shakes in the backfield. And a minimal gain, looks like he gets 2. Andrew Edson and Cyrus Webster combined on the tackle. Bring up 3rd down and 3. O'Neill quickly to the line, and now he'll back off and check to the sideline.
Washington State showing a man-free look. Got both these linebackers in the interior. Buda Alukta and Kyle Thornton. Do they blitz or play coverage?
On 3rd and 3. Fake the handoff. It is tipped and incomplete. Intended for Polk again. Gushikin, who had the big pass interference call at the end of the first half, gets the pass breakup. 4th down coming. Here comes the punter.
Well, this is the RPO slant. Danny O'Neill does such a good job throwing this typically, but good coverage on the back end from Gushikin. Back-to-back 3-and-outs on either side. These defenses showing out coming out of halftime.
Pastula's only other punt was just 33 yards. That's a high snap handled by Pastula. Better kick this time. Freeman calls for a fair catch It's just inside the 20. Washington State football after a 37-yard punt. It's here in the Cougars, leading by 2.
We're seeing customers come in every single day, pros that are using battery equipment.
Making the switch to battery was one of the best decisions that we made as a company.
This is where the world is headed. It's better to be ahead of it now than get on it later.
Built for you. Built for work. Right now, buy 2 AP300S batteries and get a third AP300S for free. Real STIHL. Find yours.
On a tense Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Holy smoke, State 1 and the fans are going wild. Deputy Urias, quick, call for backup.
Backup?
Yes, Deputy Quinn Urias.
We don't need any backup, I got this.
Call backup.
I'm sorry, did you say you wanted a Dr. Pepper?
I said backup.
Look, we don't need any backup, even if he has great hair and famous relatives.
I think we're talking about 2 different things here.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
You know I made it to the playoff.
Without any backup, I get it.
It's pick'em time on the Old El Paso Talk Show. Coach Vic.
Look, I got 5 kids. That's 5 different game plans, so I gotta go with pizza tacos.
Ah, good choice. Everybody gets to choose their own toppings. That's game-changing. Kind of like a certain star defensive end.
Shout out TJ.
JJ, you got another show about tacos?
I'll say it again. Defense wins tacos.
Wow. This guy's making a lot of sense.
Meet the traveling trio. The thrill seeker, the soul searcher, and ahoy, it's the explorer, each helping to protect their money with Chase. Whoa, a lost card isn't keeping this thrill seeker down. Lost her card? Not the vibe. The soul searcher is finding his identity and helping to protect it. Oh yeah, the explorer. She's looking to dive deeper, all while Chase looks out for her. Because these friends have Chase. Alerts that help check, tools that help protect, one bank that puts you in control. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Well, Mario was dancing, but now he's done. There's a break for a snack. Why not, Mario? 2-point edge for Washington State. Trey White, the nation's sack leader, has been a non-factor.
I think Washington State's had a fantastic plan for Trey White to this point in the game. You'll notice a lot of times the running back is involved in protection as well. This is a great example, moving around different pieces to try and help out against the nation's leading sack leader from that defensive end spot and a captain for San Diego State. I think Washington State's had a fantastic plan to this point to try and limit Trey White.
Only 1 tackle for, we mentioned, the sophomore captain. But John Mateer's been held in check. Does 123 yards total offense. He averages 347. Only 4 rushing yards. Part because of that last big sack. Mateer slant to the air, complete to Kyle Williams. Let's check with Emily.
Well, John Mateer is a bit of a rarity in college football. He got 1 Division I offer. He took it. He waited his turn for 2 years before becoming the starter. We'll see this play.
Mateer's going to take it on 1st and 10. The Aztecs were ready for another Mateer rush. Latuli gets the tackle.
To Emily's point, John Mateer just committed to Central Arkansas. Eric Morris, now head coach of North Texas, recruited him, got him to come up to Pullman, waited his turn behind Cam Ward like Emily mentioned. Like we said earlier, offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle told us they knew what they had in him last year in spring ball and how dynamic he was.
Mateer to the 40. Nice open field tackle by Bryce Phillips to make sure that Shackelford was not able to turn upfield. 3rd and 1.
This is a spot, 3rd and short. We saw a great example of it early in the game. See a lot of designed quarterback run game in these situations. San Diego State's had a good answer for it in the interior. Do they try to get John Mateer running on the perimeter on 3rd down?
Hey, there's the tight end in motion. Javinsky Schlenbaker is in the backfield, and he will take it on 3rd and 1, straight ahead. It's kind of their tough running short yardage back, and he moves the chains for a Washington State 1st down.
Well, Schlenbaker's only a redshirt sophomore, but this is the veteran in that running back room. Like to get him running downhill, just like you mentioned, Carter. Gets a full head of steam, picks up the 1st down.
Mateer Going to take a shot, intended for Mathers again. Here's the flag. Pass was incomplete, but Dale-Sean Staley draws the flag.
Dale-Sean Staley's pleading his case, but it's another example. Defender not getting his head around.
Pass interference. Defense, number 9. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
9 on the right side of the screen. Tries to get the head around. See how physical he is with that left arm. That's an easy call. Cooper Mathers. Not often you see a deep shot in the middle of the field going to your tight end.
Aztecs show pressure on first down, so Mateer checks. Here they come. Picked up, allowing Mateer to take another deep shot to Edsel, knocked away. Intended for Williams. Pass break up from Bryce Phillips in the end zone.
Kyle Williams still down, grabbing that left knee. This would be huge for Washington State. This is the leading receiver, one of the best players on the team for Washington State. Good coverage from Bryce Phillips. Doesn't quit on the play. Last second, gets that handout to create the PBU.
So Kyle Williams down on the field for Washington State. Cougar football with a 2-point lead.
Come on, let's go. Get off here. Touchdown!
Woo! Mountain Dew!
With Chime, I can get paid when I want. I couldn't believe it. I can get up to $500 of my pay on my schedule. There's no interest, no credit checks, no mandatory fees. And that's why I Chime. Join me at Chime.com and get paid when you say.
Oh, and I need these items printed with our logo by Friday.
Certainly.
Are you for imprint certain?
Well, we are for imprint.
Certainty matters, like the certainty of finding the perfect promo gear for gifting at 4imprint. Exclusive items and quality brands to wow your clients, your customers, and your team. Delivered on time. Go to 4imprint.com and find some wow now.
4imprint, for certain.
This is the story of the one. The one who believes being prepared is not just a way of life. It's how he helps everyone stay safe. He sweats the small stuff before it becomes big stuff. For the one, being an unsung hero in a building full of everyday heroes is just how he likes it. The industrial-grade products you need delivered fast. Call, click Grainger.com or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We're building something. We have to think big.
What do you know about wind turbines?
I know they blow.
You're an outsider. Tulsa is mine.
We might have some trouble coming our way.
You want to build a future, you got to know what you want.
We're in this together.
You want to go down fighting? I don't answer to anybody.
Tulsa King, new season now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
None the worse for wear. Kyle Williams has some paint on his jersey, but he was able to come back in the huddle. Now he's going to head to the sideline for this play, but Kyle Williams back on his feet for the former UNLV Rebel receiver. Still a good sign for Washington State. San Diego State runs a player, Nasser, late onto the field. 2nd and 10 for John Mateer. Touchdown pass, a touchdown run, but not a big night yet for Mateer. And now he will be brought down again. It will be the 2nd sack, and there's Trey White at last in on the sack.
When we talk about Eric Schmidt saying the cage, this is what we're talking about. Build it in here, bring the linebacker late, and keep everything in front of your defense. John Mateer steps up, and watch how everything around him crashes. It's a great job of team defense, and exactly what defensive coordinator Eric Schmidt wanted out of this unit.
Here they come again on 3rd and 12. Picked up, but Mateer flushed out. pumps, he stiff arms, he's ridden out of bounds. Well short of the first down. In fact, may have got 1 yard on the scramble. Latulippe finally rides him out. 4th down. Here comes the punt unit.
They show the simulated pressure, but this time instead of backing out, they bring the rest of the pressure. And there's Tano Latulippe, captain, hometown kid. Does a great job sticking with the play. Doesn't bite on the pump fake from John Matera as well. And both of these defenses, we mentioned it coming out of half, playing really well to start the third quarter.
Just Janikowski's second punt of the night. Shaw calls for a fair catch, and he grabs it at 5. It's a well-placed 36-yard punt. England's best take to the pitch, and the high-stakes Carabao Cup. Round 3 action kicks off Tuesday at 4 Eastern and Wednesday at 3:45 on CBS Sports Network, and stream every match live on Paramount+. San Diego State takes over at its own 6. With a true freshman from Indianapolis Cathedral High School, Danny O'Neal. I mean, it was Danny O'Neal immediately on campus last January in the competition for the starting quarterback job. Won it during fall camp. An excellent work ethic helped him win the starting job for San Diego State. He's taken care of the football, and he's done a lot of that, handing off to Marquez Cooper.
Matt Johnson, his quarterback coach, loved how they described Danny O'Neal comes on campus, said in spring ball, it's like he was preparing for the Super Bowl. He's at the facility all the time, carries himself, he's older than a freshman.
Watches film every night and turns his phone on to Do Not Disturb. That's the biggest upset, 18-year-old. Do Not Disturb on the phone. There's a tipped pass and incomplete. To bring up 3rd and 5. Gusta gets the pressure.
Hey, this doesn't look like much, but for Mekhi Shaw, this is a great job not going and catching this ball. This is all designed to get it to number 83, and a good job getting the hands up in the interior, David Gusta. But 83, Mekhi Shaw, for a second there, looked like he was going to catch it. Let that ball go to the ground. That would have been a disaster if he had gone and caught that.
Big 3rd down field position-wise. Harrison, the tight end, in motion. 3rd and 5. O'Neal pulls it, throws to Harrison, the tight end. He is short of the first down. 4th down, and here's the punt unit coming on. So Washington State forces a 3 and out, and they will get excellent field position.
Keith Brown does a great job working all the way across the field. He's in a trail position, tracks down Michael Harrison. It's 21 on the left side of the screen. This is a great open field tackle to get his defense off the field.
Cougars back off after showing pressure on the punt. Pastula hangs it high, fair catch called for, he muffed it, and San Diego State's on top. Aztec football on the muffed punt catch by Tony Freeman.
We hadn't had a turnover to this point in the game, and it comes in the form of special teams. See the jersey flash in front of his face? I think that distracted Tony Freeman, not able to secure the catch. And a huge momentum swing gets San Diego State back on the field on offense.
Jelani Whitmore gets on top of the football. San Diego State ball. Forget about the field position for Washington State. Now it's field position for San Diego State. Screen set up nicely, but read very well by Buda Alukta. Gets the quick stop on the tight end Harrison.
Well, this is a great tackle by Buda Alukta, because if he doesn't make this play, big time run after catch opportunity, but a great tackle from Zero.
Here comes Alukta showing pressure up the middle. O'Neal with a hard count, manages to catch the defensive plan, and now a check to the sideline.
One-on-one opportunity at the bottom of the screen. Mekhi Shaw matched up against Stephen Hall.
O'Neal looking that way on the slant. There's the catch. You saw it. Shaw has the grab in front of Stephen Hall.
So much space to the boundary side. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but they left almost no one to that boundary side. A great throw and an even better catch from Mekhi Shaw.
He's coming back from a hamstring injury. On the reverse, Napier may want to throw it, and he tosses it. It is caught. Touchdown, Bennett. Aztecs take the lead on Washington State. Jordan Napier with a 27-yard touchdown toss off the muff punt by the Cougars.
You gotta have a lot of faith in a freshman receiver to let him go on the double pass. This is a great throw from Jordan Napier. On the run with a defender in his face. He gets tackled as he lets that ball go.
Flag down, false start before the PAT. Remember, they had the swinging gate bad snap at the end of the first half.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 93. 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
I can't get over that throw from Jordan Napier. He gets hit as he releases this. We would be praising this throw if it came from your starting quarterback, much less your freshman receiver. That is an unbelievable play, all coming off of the muffed punt from Tony Freeman, and San Diego State able to capitalize.
Sensia's PAT is good. San Diego State. A special teams mistake by Tony Freeman and Washington State. There's the muff punt. Whitmore gets on top. And then Jordan Napier, the redshirt freshman wide receiver, with a 27-yard touchdown strike. The Aztecs lead it in the third.
It's a team almost too good to be true.
You guys ain't ready for us.
Kick your game day off right as the Tops team tackles all the biggest headlines around the league.
Who's got two thumbs and loves this next segment?
Sunday mornings on CBS Sports Network.
You're so much more than just a landowner. You're a gardener, a groundskeeper, a landscaper. Because you didn't settle for ordinary. Same goes for your equipment. Versatile, powerful, durable Kubota equipment. More goes into it, so you get more out of it.
Okay, trainees, let's work on our fast and friendly claim service.
Eyes on the phone now.
Look alive, Drew.
Your repairs have been scheduled. Nice.
Yes, you'll get a rental car on site.
Heads up. Oh, I'm gonna turn this down to an 8. My bad.
We can do this all day. Geico claim service is 24/7. Nice catch.
Your claim has been approved. Your claim has been approved.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Dude, this thing is awesome.
I know. I bought it using the Cash Rewards card from Navy Federal Credit Union. I get cash back on every purchase. Honestly, I can't imagine where I'd be without them. One word. Got it. Reeling in fish. No. Eating fish. Fish in the sea?
Movie.
Introducing the new Cash Rewards Plus card. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Don't want to miss an upset? Just tell Siri. Show me the college football schedule.
That schedule which over San Diego State next, back at a Mountain West Conference play at Boise State. And next up for Washington State is Utah State on the 9th. Well, easily the first passing touchdown for Napier. Said he had to play big tonight. We expected that in the receiving game. Sensia's kickoff is short. Smithson takes it. And Smithson gets a block on the edge and gets to near the 30-yard line Let's go back to this creative play for the touchdown.
Well, we talked about the throw, which was unbelievable, but this was a great job by Nate Bennett. He sells this like it's a bubble screen so long that it makes Jamori Carlson step up. Jamori Colson at the last second. Watch right here. Just that little pause. Gets away with a little bit of a hold as well. That slight pause is what opens up Nate Bennett. And again, an unbelievable throw from the freshman Jordan Napier for that touchdown.
Just 143 yards total offense for Mateer. That is Hernandez on the edge as we check in with Emily.
Well, Sean Lewis told me that he had what he calls a come to Jesus meeting with Jordan Napier after the Oregon State game. He said he challenged him and encouraged him, saying, quote, "I see greatness in you." Speaking of what I see Jordan Napier. Anybody who comes up to him on this bench, he's recreating that pass over and over again, guys.
Including on the tablet right now. Why not? Another good use of the tablet on the sideline. You can show exactly how strong your arm was. On 2nd and 3, Wayshawn Parker with a good push for a first down. Gukake, who hadn't played a lot for San Diego State. Oh, another look at it. Why not? Oh, yeah. All night long. Just keep running that one back. The redshirt freshman from Fontana, California. He was huge late. But he had 80 yards, 2 catches on back-to-back plays. Their win at Wyoming. Aztecs off the bye, had plenty of time to prepare for the Cougars. Mateer chased from behind, and he will be dropped. It's another sack, the 3rd. Josh Hunter comes off the edge to get the pressure on Mateer.
Slow developing play, deep crossers, and this all starts with the pressure from the left side. Josh Hunter talked about from that stud position, the nickel corner. Deshaun McEwen had the pressure early. That time it was Josh Hunter. And the theme of this game, rallying to the football for this San Diego State defense.
Not sure right now who was down for San Diego State. It's Chris Johnson.
And if he can't go, Jelani Whitmore, corners had some experience at this point in the season. Typically see him in their dime package. Has had some experience, but Chris Johnson, that is the best cover corner for San Diego State. Get another look at it right in the middle of the field. Looks like he collides in the center of the field with William Nemo. Be a big miss for San Diego State. Again, that is the best cover corner for the Aztecs. Take another look. Bottom left corner of the screen. He runs head first. Glove off, working that right hand, right arm. We've seen a couple Aztecs go down, namely Danny O'Neal able to come back in the game. Aztecs fans hoping the same for Chris Johnson.
It is Jelani Whitmore who comes out at corner in place of Johnson. Whitmore got on top of that muff punt, so the big play on special teams. Now he's called on at corner. It's up in press coverage on Shackelford. Mateer to Hudson on the edge, and he is brought down in the open field by Latuli. Nice stop on 2nd down. No gain. 3rd and long coming up.
A screen like this is all about speed, and a little bit of a slip right there from Chris Hudson. That's what allows Tana Latuli to rally to the football. And how important as number 21, Tana Latuli, the captain of this defense. He has been huge for the Aztecs tonight. A big-time pressure look here on 3rd and long.
Mateer driven back. Josh Hunter gets the stop on 3rd and long. Hunter a tackle for loss. Had a sack on Mateer.
Watch how San Diego State pinches this down. There's a play early in the season. There's nowhere for John Mateer to go. Early in the season on a 3rd and 20, John Mateer, they ran the exact same play. He picks it up and scores a touchdown off of it. That's the same look, and a great job by San Diego State with an answer to that exact play.
Janikowski punched Shaw, late fair catch, and then he gets on top of the football. That was an adventure there for Mekhi Shaw. Waited to the last second to get the fair catch. It is a punt of 37. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trafford Beef Jerky.
Are you sure you can handle this?
You know I've always loved technology.
I get that tech has always been your thing, but why this?
Well, this technology protects the world, and I want to be part of that. So, Dad, what do you think?
Old Trapper Beefs. Energy emergency. Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Refresh your senses with a wave of tropical lime flavor. Mountain Dew Baja Blast. In stores now.
Why has America accepted the wait for payday? Introducing MyPay from Chime. Get up to $500 of your pay before payday. No interest, no credit check, no mandatory fees. Get paid when you say. With MyPay. Get started at Chime.com.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age. It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Right now during Ram Power Days, get $4,000 cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks. Don't miss Ram Power Days. Hurry in today.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by J-Lab. Personal technology and headphones. Straight from the lab. By Lowe's. Score with the Lowe's app. Download now. And by Rogue. Don't weaken.
On a fine night in America's finest city, the San Diego State Aztecs hoping for a late night upset as we close out the college football day, at least on the mainland. Jay-Sean Pope, the grab on first down from the freshman quarterback, Danny O'Neal. And here's where we remind you for San Diego State, they're without Lewis Brown IV, their big play wide receiver, and starting tight end Jude Wolfe. Both out tonight for what head coach Sean Lewis said was not injury related. So without two big weapons, and yet the Aztecs lead it by 5.
And their right guard, Tyler Mann, has been down the majority of this game as well. A lot of pieces missing for San Diego State.
On 2nd and 4, Cooper shakes his way across the 40-yard line, across the 50, the first big run of the night for the 5th-year senior Marquez Cooper.
Great job in the open field, making somebody miss. Sticks the foot in the ground, and Stephen Hall, that is textbook from Marquez Cooper. That's why he is the nation's leading all-time rusher. He continues to close in on that 5,000 career yard mark.
At his 40th career touchdown run in the first half. That was his biggest rush of the night for 20. O'Neal slant. Nice grab by Jay-Sean Pope.
How many of those have we seen tonight? Tight coverage, slant the defender all over the receiver. And for a freshman, that accuracy, saw it on the last drive of Mekhi Shaw into the boundary. Another good, accurate throw from the freshman, Danny O'Neal.
O'Neal handles the low snap, steps up in the pocket, pressured from behind, and he will take a sack. Again, it is Ansel Denbo. He came into the night with a sack and a half. If that is a sack, it's going to be close, whether he got back to the line of scrimmage or not. Regardless, great play by Denbo.
I don't think there's any question that Ansel Denbo is the MVP on the defensive side for Washington State tonight. He has been all over the place, and that is the area in the interior. David Gusta and Ansel Denbo, this defensive staff felt like they matched up really well against the interior offensive line of San Diego State. They've lived up to that tonight.
1 for 8 on third down. San Diego State, another third down conversion, this time as Bennett hauls it in, takes a big pop. Second third down conversion, gain of 12.
46, Parker McKenna, he slides out, slant in behind it, and a great job by Danny O'Neal waiting for Parker McKenna to get past into that second window, and a good throw to Nate Bennett.
They fake a wildcat, and then now send Cooper out for an empty backfield. Low snap handled by O'Neal. Takes a shot. It is incomplete. The Aztecs wanted a flag, but none coming. Bennett tangled up in coverage with Gushikin, who had the pass interference earlier.
I'm not sure that Nate Bennett saw this ball coming. I do think there was some hand checking with Gushikin. Watch 11. I'm not sure that where that ball was thrown, really between Mekhi Shaw and Nate Bennett. Not surprised referee keeps the flag in the pocket on that one.
On 2nd and 10, Cooper, it's the right side. It has been tough for Marquez Cooper tonight, but it's still been productive. You saw the 20-yard run, biggest of the night on this drive.
And San Diego State will continue to run Marquez Cooper. That's been a theme really throughout his entire career, but especially here at San Diego State. Even if he's not effective and not running the football well, they will continue to get him carries. Remember, he makes up almost 90% of the rushing yards for the Aztecs.
8th play of the drive. Shaw goes in motion. O'Neal out of the gun. Delivers. Spinning away. Here goes Harrison rolling inside the 5. First and goal, San Diego State. Harrison made the grab near the sticks, then turns upfield to make it an 18-yard gain.
Well, Michael Harrison was the starter a year ago at Colorado. He's a converted wide receiver, and those are moves that you would see from a receiver. That is well short of the first down. Great individual effort from Michael Harrison. Breaks those tackles, gets them inside the 5-yard line. Momentum all on the side of the Aztecs.
I don't have time for this.
Don't let phone management tie up your business. Free your team with Verizon Business Complete. Shipping, setup, replacement, recycling. We do it all so you don't have to.
What are you doing?
Chores. Gotta pitch in, roomie. You know, as a veteran, you earned USAA membership for your family. And we're family.
For you? No.
Worth a try.
You better change those back, son.
Son?
Still, no.
So close.
USAA. Are you eligible?
Hey. Get off your...
Show off. Mountain Dew.
With Chime, I can get paid when I need it. I can get up to $500 of my money when I want it. With MyPay, there's no credit check, no interest, and no mandatory fees. It's a game changer. And that's why I Chime. Join me at Chime.com and get paid when you say.
You said you were certain that this was a costume party. Were you for imprint certain?
Well,
Certainty matters. So when you need the right high-quality promotional products, printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time, that's the certainty of 4imprint. So wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team by checking out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Those 26 miles in the rain?
Yeah.
FrameBridge can frame that with custom framing made easy.
First in my class.
Let FrameBridge frame that, either in-store or online.
This is Italy, Japan, 2013.
Why not frame them? They'll frame any memento, large or small. Whether it's a pic or a Picasso, FrameBridge will frame it with the highest quality materials. Millions of custom frames and counting. Get started today at framebridge.com.
I want trophies on the wall. Big trophies.
Get a lioness on the ground? Or two?
She inserts a team, and then we have a capture-kill option.
I build a plan and I run it. Me.
You can't trust any of them. Go get a lioness.
Lioness, new season streaming October 27th, exclusively on Paramount+.
Washington State is 6-1, but trailed by 5 as we head to the 4th. During the break, Emily Proud with San Diego State head coach Sean Lewis.
Coach, you're containing John Mateer defensively. You got the big play on special teams and a touchdown pass from Jordan Napier of all people. What more do you need to see in this fourth quarter?
We need to keep our guys composed. We got to stay with a level head here, and we got to play each play as its own entity, and we got to dominate that rep one play at a time.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
It was a 1-3 start for San Diego State. They had a 1-point loss at Central Michigan. Since then, back-to-back wins by the same score, 27-24 Hawaii, 27-24 at Wyoming. A bye week, and now 1st and goal to begin the fourth quarter. Cooper straight ahead to maybe the 2. Dinboo and Gusta in there on the stop. Tonight's Red Zone brought to you by Verizon. 2 trips, 1 touchdown, San Diego State. We said they averaged less than 3 trips to the red zone. Well, here's their 3rd trip to the red zone, but because of some wacky circumstances, they're up by 5. Polk in the Wildcat. Polk's going to take it, leaning, second effort. He appears to be just short of the goal line. And it will be 3rd and goal. So the Wildcat snap to Jayshawn Polk. Just shot.
And it looked like he got on the back of one of the offensive linemen. Let's see right here. I think that right knee was down. Tries to extend the ball over, but before he's able to do that, I think that right knee was down. And I don't think there's any question. The momentum they have on this side, this is 4-down territory. I think they're going to take a look at this.
The previous play is under review to see if there was a score.
I mean, you saw the ball cross the goal line, but the question was, is Polk down prior to that?
Watch the right knee. He gets blown back a little bit. Does that hit the ground? I think right there. You've got the shin all the way to the right knee. I think there's no question right there that that's on the ground. Then he extends the ball forward. It's clearly over the goal line. I think you go back where that right knee, right shin was down. Looks like it's right there. I think this will be a quick review. That's the best look right there. Great job by our crew. That right leg clearly down. This will be 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. And I think, again, this is 4-down territory. The momentum you have on your side, how well your defense has played and slowed down the rushing attack of John Mateer. Even if you don't get this, you make Washington State drive the length of the field in a spot where now they need touchdowns. Field goals don't do them any good. And again, this was ruled short on the field. They would have to have something they've seen that it goes against what you and I have been looking at. I don't think there's any question this call would stand, the runner being short of the goal line.
After review, the runner's knee was down with the ball at the 1-yard line. 3rd down.
That's basically confirmed. So 3rd and goal from the 1, but you think they have 2 cracks at it here.
Unless they go backwards here, even if you don't get this, if it's 4th and 1, I still think this is 4-down territory. Will they get this on the edge here? Michael Harrison split off, number 87.
O'Neal hands to Cooper, who leaps. He's in. Touchdown, San Diego State. Marquez Cooper goes over the top. Touchdown, Aztecs on 3rd and goal from the 1. Second rushing touchdown of the night for Marquez Cooper,
who decides to go up and over. Watch how high he gets, right at the goal line, extends it over, clear touchdown. San Diego State pushes this lead to 2 scores.
The 41st of his college football career, extending back to when Sean Lewis recruited him to Kent State. Aztecs are his 3rd program. Swinging gate look again. It'll be a PAT attempt from Placencia. And the extra point is good. A pair of rushing touchdowns from Marquez Cooper. And San Diego State on the verge of its 3rd straight win. This would be the biggest over the 6-1 Washington State Cougars.
Right here in America, Kubota is turning ingenuity into equipment. It's a lineup built to serve the thousands of communities we're a part of. By turning fields into farms, dirt into subdivisions, land into legacies. In here, we build equipment the right way, so you can build a better life out there.
Refresh your senses with a wave of tropical lime flavor. Mountain Dew Baja Blast. In stores now.
This is the story of the one who doesn't just see a broken dock. He sees lost revenue, a late night, and work stalled to a halt. Thankfully, he has the experience to handle whatever comes his way and has Grainger on his side, offering access to technical product specialists and the scale to deliver fast, so he can keep his business in gear and always moving forward. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If something comes up between paydays, there's basically no good options, except with Chime. With my pay, I can get up to $500 of my money when I need it, with no credit check, no interest, and no mandatory fees. That's a game changer. Join me at Chime.com and get paid when you say.
If your family's anything like mine, every day brings in dirt and messes. Sit back, relax, and leave the deep cleaning to the pros.
I don't have time for this.
Don't let phone management tie up your business. Free your team with Verizon Business Complete. Shipping, setup, replacement, recycling. We do it all so you don't have to.
It was a 7-0 start for Washington State in this game. Since then, 26-7. San Diego State has outscored the Cougars, who were thinking about a spot in the college football playoff entering this game tonight.
Well, because Washington State is not going to be playing for a conference championship this year, odds stacked against them, but not impossible coming into this game. Now, that all requires, you would imagine, they have to win here tonight. Already have the loss coming in against Boise State earlier in the season. But you said it, Carter. Started with a 7-0 lead, but the rest of this game, for the most part, has been dominated by the Aztecs.
Sensia, another short kick. This will bounce. That's a live football scooped up by Smithson. Smithson goes hurtling into a stack of Aztec defenders near the 19-yard line. Pound for pound, brought to you by Rogue Fitness, the San Diego State defense keeping John Mateer in check.
Keeping him in the cage, exactly what defensive coordinator Eric Schmidt said they wanted to do. Try and squeeze within the pocket, make sure he's not able to break contain. For a guy in John Mateer, comes in leading passer and rusher for this offense. They've had a great plan for limiting him in the run game. You see there just 1 rushing yard as we get in the 4th quarter.
Mateer on the roll on first down, finds Kyle Williams, who remember was down on their last possession in the end zone, but Williams is back out there for the Cougars. Chris Johnson in coverage. San Diego State a 14-0 edge in the second half, so the Cougars haven't scored since the half. After a gain of 9 on first down, another deep shot is bobbled and caught by Williams. Looked like it was off the hands of Johnson, and then Williams hauls it in. That, I believe, is a mouthpiece and not a flag. It's a gain of 33 if it stands. Yeah, that yellow thing on the field was not a flag.
Incredible catch from Kyle Williams and concentration to come down with that football. Really pretty good coverage from Chris Johnson. Kyle Williams able to get that ball back for a huge catch.
Gain of 33. Now it's Schlenbaker for 3, maybe 4 yards.
It absolutely is the mouth guard and not a flag, but how about that concentration? Chris Johnson, the corner, fighting the entire way.
40 is number 38 on the defense.
But even better from Kyle Williams. They've gone to him twice on this drive.
Mateer, time to throw. He dances and tosses, wide open, caught by Hernandez. He stretches, touchdown, Washington State. John Mateer delivers to Carlos Hernandez from 34 yards out. A quick strike touchdown for the Cougars.
Cougars have been bottled up better part of 2 quarters. And just like that, 4 plays right down the field. Great throw over the top to Carlos Hernandez, who just got healthy a week ago, had a big touchdown against Hawaii, and a big play there. Get this back to a 1-score lead. Quick strike from the Cougars.
Second touchdown catch of Hernandez's Cougar career. The PAT is good from Janikowski in a hurry. 80 yards in just a minute 27. John Mateer engineers the drive. His second passing touchdown of the night. A strike to Carlos Hernandez. A 5-point game. Plenty of time left. Late night in San Diego.
Come on, let's go. Get off your... Touchdown!
Mountain Dew.
The only thing I don't like about payday is waiting for it. Chime lets you get up to $500 of your pay whenever you need it. There's no interest, no credit checks, no mandatory fees. I'm not waiting for payday anymore, and you shouldn't either. Join me at Chime.com and get paid when you say.
I need these items printed by Friday.
Certainly.
Are you for imprint certain?
We are for imprint.
Certainty matters when you need promo gear for gifting clients, customers, and your team. 4imprint.com has items certain to wow.
4imprint for certain.
Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact.
It is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs, increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel
better, my knees feel better, my back feels better. It makes me feel stronger too.
Perfect for home therapy. Whisper Quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is moving, I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Call and get upgraded to the Deluxe Bundle. Get the faster motor for 5 miles of steps per hour, the step counter, the sport mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
When you need your sports news all the time,
We've got breaking news to bring to you.
CBS Sports HQ gives you a snapshot of all the sports that matter to you. When you need your sports in a snap, find it on CBS Sports HQ, streaming free anywhere you are.
3 total touchdowns for John Mateer. Washington State down by 5. Let's check in with Emily.
Yeah, Dean Janikowski started a program called More Than a Kick, where people can pledge a dollar amount to donate for each kick he makes this season. This is part of his family's Heather Janikowski Foundation, named after his mother, who died of breast cancer in January of 2022 after a 9-year battle. So for those keeping track at home, each kick tonight is worth $186, which means he has raised $560 to help people fighting cancer in the Spokane area. He also has a QR code on his helmet that takes you right to the foundation's website. It's pretty cool, guys.
Nifty move from Janikowski. We knew he was going to be the field goal kicker, but because of injuries, he's had to take over at punter and kickoff duties. So here's Janikowski kicking off after he had a PAT. Jayshawn Pope takes it right at the goal line. Pope across the 20. Oh, he is crushed as he gets to the 21-yard line. Little taunt. Here comes the flag. At the end, Steiner gets called for taunting. I mean, basically, when you stand over a ball carrier after a tackle, you're going to get this one.
I think it was standing over and the shove after. Wesley Steiner, a great play, huge hit, but costly mistake.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Washington State number 43, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Like you said, great tackle, but bad flag on Wesley Steiner.
Well, this is a huge hit. Listen, that collision from Wesley Steiner, but it's the shove right there. Doesn't, I mean, not much. Carter, you were all over it. Can't stand over. The opponent gives that little shove at the end. Maybe looks worse than it actually is, but that's going to get called every time.
So a good stop on special teams. Now they have it at the 37 because of the penalty. Cooper upended by Adrian Wilson for a gain of just 1.
We've talked about San Diego State will continue to feed Marquez Cooper as the game goes along. This is where they feel like he gets stronger in the fourth quarter.
Even though not huge numbers, 73 rushing yards, he's averaging 4.5 yards a carry and has 2 rushing touchdowns. You take that production from any back. Just 1 deep safety for Washington State. So Aztecs can't take advantage. O'Neal missed Bennett on the edge. It'll be 3rd and 9.
And he had Nate Bennett. RPO hitch to the boundary. This is a throw Danny O'Neal's made 1,000 times. He needs to throw this on that outside shoulder. Sails a little bit. It should have been an easy pitch and catch completion to Nate Bennett.
Four wide on 3rd and 9. Pressure up the middle. Picked up by the Aztecs. It is bobbled and caught. Napier somehow holds it in. Napier with a remarkable grab, and he takes it to the 31. It was up for grabs, and Jordan Napier hauls it in. A gain of 31.
I have no idea how Jordan Napier caught this ball. Adrian Wilson is in a great spot. That's great coverage. Danny O'Neal gives his receiver a shot, and a great play from Jordan Napier to come down with that ball.
Williams had a great grab on the last Washington State possession, and then Napier, the redshirt freshman, comes back with 1 for the Aztecs. Fake the give, throw the slant. It is incomplete. Washington State came away with the football, but it's incomplete.
And sticky coverage again from Ethan O'Connor. They've thrown this slant several times. That time, number 24, Ethan O'Connor, able to get that right hand in. See right there, break that play up. A lot of tight man coverage, especially into the boundary with O'Connor.
2nd and 10. Here comes more heavy pressure. It's a screen, perfectly timed. Harrison, the tight end, on the screen. Picks up a first down. Gain of 13 on the tight end screen.
Perfectly timed is right. Watch the pressure, watch the linebackers, and they slip Michael Harrison in immediately behind it. You can't dial that up any better. Throwing a screen into interior pressure is what you dream of as an offensive coordinator. Great call and better execution.
Another red zone trip for San Diego State. Low snap. Cooper gets the handoff, driven back, no gain. Buda Alukta leads away for Washington State.
A little bit of a low snap here. Good job from Danny O'Neal just catching this ball, getting this up. Braden Bryant, one of the veterans on this team. This is a big possession here for Washington State. Need to try and force this to a field goal attempt, which would keep this to a one-score game.
So make it 8. Touchdown, 2-point conversion, potentially still. O'Neal steps up, and he's dropped. The Cougars get a sack. Maloney leads the way for Washington State. Ducey Maloney, the 5th-year senior.
Coming from the right side, and this is one where Danny O'Neal has to get rid of the football. This is just taking too long. It's good coverage on the back end. Not really anywhere to go with the football. Maybe an opportunity to check it down to Mekhi Shaw in the middle of the field. Good job by Ducey Maloney. Huge spot here for the Cougars. Try and force a field goal attempt.
Pressure off the edge. O'Neal intercepted. Alukta has the interception. Alukta shoved out of bounds near the 37. Just the 2nd interception thrown by the freshman Danny O'Neal. And Buda Alukta with a huge takeaway, the first of the night by the Cougar defense. He had interception versus Hawaii, and now Alukta has another off of Danny O'Neal. Cougars down by 5, but it's Washington State football.
Refresh your senses with a wave of tropical lime flavor. Mountain Dew Baja Blast. In stores now.
I don't have time for this.
Don't let phone management tie up your business. Free your team with Verizon Business Complete. Shipping, setup, replacement, recycling. We do it all so you don't have to.
You want to be like me? Well, you can't, because there's only one brand. But you can recover like me. Almonds. Every day. They can help you recover from exercise to keep you prime. You want to stay prime, right?
A Chewy order for Rue is on the way. Purina One, his favorite food. With proven nutrition for healthy energy you can see and hear. For low prices, for life with pets, there's Chewy with Purina One.
Man, these seats.
Right? I wonder how the other guys are doing.
I spent hours finding a deal on these.
Trash.
They should have used Game Time. The easiest way to find only the best deals for the best seats with their Game Time picks.
What time is it?
Game Time.
Why do we accept waiting 2 weeks for payday? Thanks to Chime, I don't have to wait to get paid anymore. I couldn't believe it. I can get up to $500 of my pay on my schedule. There's no interest, no credit checks, no mandatory fees. Join me at Chime.com and get paid when you say.
If your family's anything like mine, every day brings in dirt and messes. Sit back, relax, and leave the deep cleaning to the pros.
Today, let's paint with Behr, America's most trusted paint brand.
Wait, we don't have Behr.
Well, with Behr, you can paint a whole room for under $100. How much did you spend?
More?
I thought you said you researched this.
Don't overpay for your next project. Get Behr quality at an everyday low price. Only at the Home Depot.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? By Verizon. And by Geico. Whatever you need, get more with Geico.
Just the 5th turnover of the season by San Diego State, and just the 2nd interception thrown by Danny O'Neal in his freshman season. Gives the ball back to Washington State. Mateer delivers. It's Hernandez again. Let's go back to the INT.
Well, he gets baited. They bring Jackson Lataimua here, and then they drop Buda Alukta. And that switch, Danny O'Neal doesn't catch it. He thinks this is an open slant into the boundary, and that's exactly where Buda Alukta has dropped to that spot. It's a freshman making a freshman mistake. We haven't seen a lot of that, but in a critical spot. Great call from Washington State and great execution.
After a gain of 8, Mateer chased out of the pocket, takes off, has the first down, and gets across the 50. Flag thrown at the end of the play. Owen Chambliss runs him down from behind. The Cougars are marching backwards.
Holding, offense, number 7, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Second.
Here's the captain, Devin Killaney. This was the first time all night we've seen John Mateer get loose, scrambling right in the center. He's not letting, that's an easy call for that back judge. He's got all sorts of jersey.
San Diego State has only allowed 7 points off turnovers so far this year. Heavy pressure on Mateer. He somehow slips away. And now Mateer will tuck it and scramble across the 50. What a play by John Mateer to slip out of the pressure and go scrambling.
Broken tackle after broken tackle. We've seen it all season from John Mateer. He's a magician in this way. That goes from being a huge negative play. It would have been 3rd and a mile. All of a sudden now a first down as he gets away from Trey White. First down now on the other side of the field into Aztec territory.
Turns that huge loss into a gain of 18. And now rolling, completing Kyle Williams. Another first down for Washington State. Remember, their last possession was 80 yards, 4 plays, a minute 27. So time is really not an issue for the Cougars right now.
Started to see in the last 2 possessions those chunk plays that happened, a lot of them off script. Great example a second ago with that scramble drill. You have to be so focused as a defense on tackling. Mateer finally able to take advantage. That was really his first big run of the night.
6 for 6 passing on the last 2 drives. Now on 1st and 10, that's incomplete. Intended for Mathers and Deshaun McEwen in coverage.
Washington State calling for a flag. I think Mathers late getting rid of that. And then John Mateer fortunate that wasn't an interception to Deshaun McEwen.
Jake Dicker talked this week about the long struggles for Washington State in Southern California, including bowl games and trips to USC and UCLA when they were Pac-12 mates. Mateer finds Hernandez again. He had the touchdown catch on the last drive. Hernandez takes this one to the 16, first down, a gain of 15 more.
Good, simple hitch into the boundary. They've also got Kyle Williams on that side. Defenders bail out. Soft coverage to the boundary. Good, accurate throw from John Mateer, and it feels like now, for the first time in this game, really starting to find a rhythm on offense.
The defense got the INT, and now the offense trying to turn it into a touchdown. Mateer designed QB run out of the empty backfield, gets a nice block, but Williams on the edge has it inside the 5. First and goal, Washington State.
You could call this quarterback draw, but it's really not a draw. This is running right at you immediately, and Trey White from the right side loses containment. He gets washed down. That's what allows Mateer to press right at the line of scrimmage and then bounce that to the boundary. 47 Trey White, for all the amazing things he does for this defense, he's got to set that edge and create that cage that we've talked about. Not able to keep contained there, and Mateer makes him pay for it.
15-yard gain. Play clock winding down, and that is Jake Dickert sprinting down the sideline to get a timeout called for Washington State. Their first of the half.
Their first of the half.
Told you.
30 seconds.
2 passing touchdowns for John Mateer, 1 rushing touchdown for the redshirt sophomore. Let's revisit the keys to the game.
Well, first off, for Washington State, I think they've done a fantastic job with limiting Trey White. Now, there's been some others for San Diego State that have stepped up. Marquez Cooper continuing to get his touches, closing in on 100 yards. I think he's had a good night. For San Diego State, some of the explosives, not enough, but some. And then keeping Mateer in that cage, just 34 yards. But it seems like most of that production coming late in the game. For 3.5 quarters, San Diego State did a fantastic job. But when it's mattered most, John Mateer has stepped up.
Out of the Washington State timeout, 1st and goal. Javinsky Schlenbaker, who has 3 rushing touchdowns this year for Washington State, in the backfield with Mateer. Hudson in motion. Mateer is in again. Touchdown. His 4th total touchdown of the game. 2 through the air and now 2 on the ground as Washington State regains the lead with 5:03 to go in the 4th.
They like to run John Mateer in the red zone. We've talked about that, but how physical at the point of attack for your starting quarterback, a fight through broken tackles. You'll see Washington State stay on the field here, try and pick up this 2-point conversion to extend this to a field goal lead. This is a spot, number 24, Cooper Mathers. He's at the top. That is one of the red zone targets for John Mateer.
Saw him reset the play clock to 25 prior to the 2-point conversion. Mateer gives to Williams, bobbled, scooped up by Hudson on the reverse, and now he tosses it for the 2-point conversion to Mateer. So even on a busted play, a wild Philly special looking play, Hudson manages to corral it and throw to Mateer for the 2-point conversion, and the Cougars lead it by 3.
Well, that's exactly what it is. It's a Philly special, and John Mateer is so wide open that Chris Hudson drops the snap. They're going to leak John Mateer out, made famous in the Eagles Super Bowl. He's so wide open that Chris Hudson's able to drop the ball, fumble the reverse, and still raise up and throw this to John Mateer.
So Mateer has all 29 points tonight for Washington State. 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, and a 2-point conversion catch.
And look at that jersey. It looks like he's played 3 games. We asked him about what does his recovery look like? What is his week in, week out process? I promise you it's going to incorporate an ice bath tomorrow.
Oh, forget about Cam Ward for Heisman down in South Florida. It's John Mateer mounting the Heisman campaign late night in San Diego. Janikowski's kickoff. Pogue will let it bounce out the back of the end zone, touchback to the 25. Coming next on CBS Sports Network and into the studio with our Inside College Football crew as they bring you up to speed on all the gridiron action. And there is plenty to keep track of. No major upsets on the day in college football, but still going to be a shakeup inside the top 10 with LSU's loss at Texas A&M.
Well, San Diego State is accustomed to these late game heroics. Central Michigan, if they had made 2 field goals, they win that game, but against Hawaii and Wyoming had to stage late game comebacks.
The last 3 divided by a total of 7 points. O'Neal completes Michael Harrison, but a short game.
And plenty of time just less than 5 minutes, but all 3 timeouts. Still plenty of time for San Diego State to run their full process.
Quick hitter to the outside. Polk has it. Blockers ahead. Polk tripped up from behind. But it is a first down for San Diego State. Brown got it from behind. That's a gain of 9. And Keith Brown is still down for the Cougars.
This is an area that the defensive staff for Washington State talked about how impressed they were with San Diego State blocking on the perimeter. As you see Keith Brown going to the ground, comes up a little ginger. But for San Diego State, their receivers do such a good job blocking on the perimeter. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but for a team that is leaning on their screen game, you've seen so many of those now screens, switch screens, they get it out to the perimeter quickly. That only works if you have unselfish receivers that are willing to block downfield. That was another good example of it.
Sean Lewis, who got his first head coaching job at age 31 at Kent State. Coached Kent State from 18 to 22 and went to Boulder to be Deion Sanders' offensive coordinator. So his second head coaching job at San Diego State. Gets off to a 1-3 start. They have bounced back from that. 4:33 to go, 1st and 10. We'll see if O'Neal can engineer a late drive. He has been good in these late end of half situations, and uncommonly mature for a true freshman, even though he threw his second interception tonight. And 3 stacked, and now Harrison motions back to tight end. Heavy pressure coming. O'Neal fakes the toss, tucks it, and scrambles to the 44. Gusta gets him, but nifty play by O'Neal.
Good job recognizing Jayshawn Polk is covered up. That was the initial target, as he's got a face mask full of dirt right now. But good recognition from Danny O'Neal. Tuck that ball, get vertical.
4 wide on 2nd and 3. O'Neal pressured from behind, feels the pressure, throws complete. First down. San Diego State. Shaw gets it. Boy, nice pocket awareness by Danny O'Neal. There's another injured Aztec.
Savvy quarterback play from Danny O'Neal. Steps up in the pocket, finds the open receiver. You said it, Carter, another offensive lineman down for San Diego State. Looked like Nate Williams, the right tackle.
It is Williams who is down. Documented 3 injuries on the offensive line for San Diego State before tonight. McMahon went down and came back. Now it's Nate Williams, who spent 4 years at Akron, first year as an Aztec.
On the right side. See if he gets rolled up on. That's exactly what happens. It's the same way that Tyler McMahon went down early in the game. It's the worst nightmare for an offensive lineman. You're engaged with your defender. He's blocking Cyrus Webster. Doesn't see it from behind. They're taking a look at that left leg, left ankle. For a banged up unit already for San Diego State. We'll see who steps up. Maybe Ryan Durskin, Jr. from Vancouver. Also got Briley Barron, freshman from Texarkana, but getting thin on the depth chart at offensive line.
Yeah, there's not many options anywhere for San Diego State on the line. Saipala Puimaono is a tackle, but he came in at right guard when McMahon went down. And a long look by the trainers for Nate Williams on, clearly see that left ankle area. Looks like it will be Puimaono, the junior from American Samoa. He's going to spell Nate Williams, who limps toward the San Diego State sideline.
And now, with all the issues and injuries that San Diego State has had, I think you'll see even more of those quick screens and now screens to the outside, trying to find these easy completions. McMahon back in, down early, but he's back in at right guard. Crimono at the right tackle spot now.
O'Neal out of the gun. Another screen. Pope. This time it's read perfectly by Kyle Thornton, who drops Pope for a loss on the screen.
Well, the guy that this defensive staff described as a coach on the field dissects this to a T. Recognizes the screen immediately, avoids the first offensive lineman. Huge tackle for loss from one of the captains for this defensive unit.
Second tackle for loss tonight for Kyle Thornton. Walk-on turned into captain for Washington State. Marquez Cooper gets the handoff on 2nd and 12. Tripped up again from behind. Looked like Stevenson got him from behind. A flag is down.
This came from way back behind Washington State, pointing in the area of the offensive line.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block, offense, number 3, 15 yards, second down.
Huge.
That is a massive call. And this pushes, it was already 2nd and 12. Second from the top, Jayshawn Polk. He's working back, and that's the exact kind of play. Not that long ago, you would have put that on a coach's tape and said, this is an unbelievable crackback block. Now illegal against a defenseless player. And again, massive penalty against San Diego State.
Back to into 2nd and 22. O'Neal zips it incomplete. Over the middle, looked like he had Shaw, but just misfires. That's a huge miss.
Uncharacteristic from Danny O'Neal, that type of throw, that slant into the boundary, he's been so good at. This one off the mark. And now a spot here, 3rd and 20 plus. If they don't pick up something here, I think they've got to punt, play field position, and try and force a stop.
With 3 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout. So O'Neal on 3rd and 22 escapes the pressure. He's going to heave it long. Looking for Harrison downfield. It is batted away. Incomplete. That is Thornton running deep in coverage with the tight end Harrison. He gets the pass breakup to force 4th down.
Well, the San Diego State fans are calling for a flag, but this really is a pretty good job. Maybe right there on that right arm. Maybe a miss here. Watch Kyle Thornton as he reaches back, not allowing Michael Harrison to go up with that right arm. We're showing the replay here at Snapdragon Stadium. After that second look, I think that was a miss by this crew. Should have been pass interference against Kyle Thornton.
Pastula, short punt. It'll check up at the 27. And the Aztecs will grab it there. So San Diego State does punt. Again, 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. Let's have another look at what was called a pass breakup by Kyle Thornton.
Watch the right arm for Kyle Thornton as he's fighting through, not allowing Michael Harrison to go up with his right side. And critical for Kyle Thornton, he's not looking back to try and identify the football either. Those are 2 areas you typically see that called. I think that was a miss from this crew. Now, 3 timeouts for San Diego State and the 2-minute timeout have to get a stop here.
Just a 32-yard punt by Pastula, who has been uncharacteristically off tonight for San Diego State. So factor that in. Bobble. What a handoff. I mean, that was nearly a fumble between Mateer and Parker, but he manages to grab it even though it's a loss. Hangs on to the football. That will bring us to the 2-minute timeout. 3-point game. Aztecs trail by 3 against Washington State. 2 minutes to go in the 4th. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky.
Create a backyard that's out of this world. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 gas-powered chainsaw. Real STIHL. Find yours.
Meet the traveling trio. The thrill seeker, the soul searcher, and ahoy, it's the explorer. Each helping to protect their money with Chase. Whoa, a lost card isn't keeping this thrill seeker down. Lost her card? Not the vibe. The soul searcher is finding his identity and helping to protect it. Oh yeah, the explorer. She's looking to dive deeper, all while Chase looks out for her. Because these friends have Chase. Alerts that help check, tools that help protect, one bank that puts you in control. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Hey, get off your...
Show off.
Mountain Dew. Ain't no secret in staying in your prime. You just gotta want it, baby. Eating almonds can help you recover from exercise. Fellas, get after it. So eat your almonds. Own your pride.
A Chewy pharmacy order is en route for Summit, who loves the outdoors. So her parents used Chewy to save 20% on their first order of flea and tick meds. Delivered fast so Summit never misses a dose or an adventure. For quality meds, for life with pets, there's Chewy.
Tonight's player of the game brought to you by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Well, it was quiet early for John Mateer, but he has had a hand in all 29 points for
San Diego
Washington State.
Sorry, Carter, had him bottled up almost the entire game, but the fourth quarter, when it mattered most, that's when John Mateer has shown up, finally breaking and containing the quarterback run game, but he's been so efficient throwing the football as well. 19 of 27 for 257 yards. I would tack this on to his last performance against Hawaii. Best two passing performances of the season.
And off on 2nd and 12. Schlenbaker, tough run, tackled by Dale-Sean Staley. Timeout number 1 by San Diego State. So you take it after 2nd down. If you can get a stop on 3rd down, another timeout for the Aztecs. But you have to get a stop.
And because they have 2 timeouts remaining, the game wouldn't be over if they give up the first down here. But obviously, you get the stop here, force a punt. Still plenty of time to go through your 2-minute drill, and also would retain 1 timeout as well. I go back to, it was a big miss, what I think should have been the pass interference against Kyle Thornton. But for Washington State, credit to that offense. Again, 14 points in the first half, didn't score in the 3rd quarter. Massive 4th quarter when it mattered most, and now they're entering into part of their schedule. If you're a Washington State fan, you feel really good about the next 4 coming up.
And that's why most were projecting Washington State to have a very good shot at 11-1 at the end of the regular season. And they have run into a huge obstacle tonight against the big underdog San Diego State. Mateer on 3rd and 4, on the roll, tries to cut upfield, and he's just short. We're right at the line. It looks like where they're going to mark him down. I mean, it is close.
Got to get to the 37-yard line. Where does this knee go down? I think that's a first down. They've got him marked short for now. Now the question becomes, did he slide and where does he give himself up? He's leaning forward. Your traditional slide where you start to lean backwards, they will mark you down where you begin that slide. But because he's still going forward, I think they're going to give him, that's exactly what they're talking about right now. You could see how he's describing that slide.
Because if his backside's going down, the ball's marked dead. Where the backside begins to go down, which is apparently why Mateer is spotted short, just short.
Well, and we should note also, this is not under review right now. This was a timeout that was called. That is really close. That's exactly the conversation that's happening right now between our official, John Love, and Jake Dickert about, number one, the spot, but for John Mateer, was that a slide where they mark his progress down where he begins the slide, or was he going forward? That's actually something we talked to John Mateer about yesterday. It's why he doesn't like to slide, because you lose that extra yardage.
And again, this is not officially under review. It's just a lone discussion by the officials about whether Mateer was essentially giving himself up. And there will be an official review.
The previous play is under review to check the line to gain.
So Dan Antionetti, our replay official, in collaboration with the office in San Ramon for the Pac-12, having a look to see if they got the spot correct.
I think Mateer got the line to gain, and this is not a slide where he's giving himself up. He is leaning forward. That is where he's marked down, and to me, that is, the ball is beyond the 37-yard line. Where it's spotted right now at the 36.5, he's beyond that. That is clearly at the 37. I think this is going to be a first down for Washington State.
I mean, look where his feet are. If you're giving yourself up, you're sliding feet first. If you're trying to keep your body upright and get the line to gain, I mean, his feet are underneath him. The backside doesn't take a big dip, which is the first indicator that you're trying to give yourself up. And again, if you're giving yourself up, the ball is spotted where the slide begins, which is why they marked him short. But if he's not giving himself up, then it's clearly a first down for Washington State.
I think where that left shin goes down first, that hits before his thigh and backside. That shin goes down. He has gotten to the 37-yard line. And to go back to the play, I love the design. Get your dynamic quarterback, John Mateer, on the edge. Cooper Mathers was the target. He wasn't open. Gives your quarterback the option to tuck the ball, run forward. You have to imagine that's exactly what they talked about in the 2-minute timeout. I think we'll get the call again from John Love, our official, in just a second, but I think this is going to be first down Washington State.
If it is overturned, game's not over, but a huge boost for Washington State. Here comes the call.
After review, the runner is down with the ball at the 37. The ball will be placed there, and we will measure.
So we have still not determined whether the result of the play is a first down. Anguish for the Aztecs.
You don't see too many measurements anymore. Really not something.
Especially coming out of replay review.
That's right.
Here come the chains. The dramatic stretch. First down, Washington State. So coming out of the replay review at the 37, the chains are stretched, and it's a first down for Mateer and the Cougars. One timeout for San Diego State, but you're inside.
Timeout. They have 2 timeouts.
2 timeouts. That was a big correction there. Cougars running down the clock prior to the snap on first down. Mateer turns, gives to Schlenbaker. No gain on first down. Timeout number 2 taken by Sean Lewis. 1 remaining with 1:20. Last time Washington State started the season 7-1 back in 2018. On the road at Stanford, Gardner Minshew led the way for the Cougars, throwing the ball 50 times, 438 yards, 3 touchdowns. Go-ahead field goal with 19 seconds remaining gives Washington State the win. A 7-1 start. That was Mike Leach's 7th year coaching Washington State. They climbed as high as 8 in the polls. Finished the year 11-2. Gardner Minshew, the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year.
We go back to that conversation. What looked like a timeout for San Diego State. That's what started the review. It was not a timeout for San Diego State. It ends up being the review. What allowed San Diego State to retain that second timeout, and how important that is. Now, if you're San Diego State, get a stop here, use the remaining timeout. There's a potential here, depending on how Washington State plays it on a potential 4th down, still end up with the ball at about 30 seconds.
Another one down to the wire for San Diego State. Their last 3 games decided by a total of 7 points. 1 loss, 2 wins. Schlenbaker in the backfield with John Mateer. Mateer designed run on 2nd down. Slips across the 40-yard line. There's the final timeout by San Diego State, bringing up 3rd down with 1:15.
Timeout of the half, 30 seconds.
So again, that last one on 3rd down where Mateer was eventually ruled to have picked up the 1st down. Huge boost for Washington State, but we knew at the time it was not the end of the game. And now here it is, 3rd and 5. San Diego State still has some hope.
What a gritty night from John Mateer. Redshirt sophomore from Little Elm, Texas. For 3.5 quarters, really 3 quarters, felt like San Diego State had such a good plan to bottle up John Mateer. And in the 4th quarter, so many explosive plays. Found that connection again with Kyle Williams, Chris Hudson involved as well. Huge spot here. 1st down ends it for the Cougars.
Mateer on 3rd and 5. Another designed run. He tries to bounce it to the edge. The Aztecs contain him and drop him. No timeouts for San Diego State. So you see 40 seconds showing. We'll have to punt it right around 35. Aztecs will get the football and try to get near the 30-yard line for a chance at a tying field goal for Placencia.
And Washington State will let this go all the way down, use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. The question for San Diego State, do you try and come after the punt here? You go into punt protection, punt return, or do you try to bring everybody on the line? Don't worry about a return on the back end. Try and come after it.
My math was a few seconds off. They'll take it inside of 30. Timeout. There's the timeout by Jake Dickert. I have to think they'll come after this one, right?
Only downside coming after a punt, whether or not to be very conscious of not roughing the punter, stay away from that plant leg. They would get the ball just over 20 seconds if there's no return. Again, no timeouts. Long on the year for Gabriel Placencia at 50 against A&M Commerce.
Washington State has not allowed a blocked kick so far this year, but nobody back for San Diego State. So they are loading up on the punt by Janikowski. He gets it away. Contact is made. Here comes a flag. It'll bounce at the 26. Here comes another flag. Oh, there's pushing and shoving after the play. That could have easily been a 3rd flag on San Diego State. And Jake Dickert is not happy with Dean Janikowski. We will check the flags on the field. A stern coaching moment. Contact definitely made. Question of whether 5 or 15. And then Janikowski goes after the San Diego State player. That is what drew the ire of Dickert.
And I think we're getting a signal these may offset. That to me looks like the running into variety. Stays away from the plant leg. I don't think that would be the 15-yard variety. And then Janikowski pops up.
Oh.
Long conversation here on whether or not these will offset.
Multiple fouls occurred. Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, Washington State 49, San Diego State 45. The penalty's canceled. 1st and 10, Washington State.
Ball game.
Interesting that was the personal foul variety for roughing the kicker. Staying away from the plant leg, that typically goes into running into the kicker. Get another look. We've seen that go either way. This crew decides 15-yard variety, and that will end it. An unbelievable comeback for the Washington State Cougars.
Arnold Escanio, the guilty player for San Diego State on the roughing the kicker. Jake Dickert's Cougars come from behind on the road. Their last road win snapped a 6-game road losing streak. And now the Cougars have won back-to-back on the road. And Washington State is 7-1 for the first time since 2018 under Mike Leach. And Emily Proud is on the field.
John, your jersey is the color of this football field. How were you able to dig deep and win this game?
I think when I really need it, I just turn to my guys and I say that's the reason I do it. You know, Coach Dickert, all those guys believing in me. I got to put it out on the line for them, and that's what we did.
Seems like things came easy last week against Hawaii. Not the case tonight. What did you learn about your team's ability to win in different ways?
I think, man, we just fight, you know, and it's going to come in a different way, and this is a good team. They came to fight off a bye week. They were ready to go, and props to them, but we were able to come out with the win. That's because we're tough, man. We're tough.
I need to ask about that 2-point conversion. Some of us call that the Philly special. Do you guys have a name for it?
Yeah, I've been in trouble saying names out. You know, I can't say, I'm not going to say the name. It's not called Philly special. Kind of had me nervous when the ball was bobbling around on the ground, but Chris was able to keep his composure, and it was fun.
Doesn't matter what it's called, it worked, right?
So what?
So it doesn't matter what it's called, it worked, right?
Exactly.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Carter.
So 4 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion catch as Washington State comes from behind to beat San Diego State and keep the chances of a college football playoff berth alive.
Gritty win for a team that has had issues and struggles on the road. To be able to come back, score late touchdowns. John Mateer, a lot of ways, put this team on his back. Just keep calling it a gritty performance from this team as a whole, but especially John Mateer as they move to 7-1.
He had more total offense in the fourth quarter than he did in the previous 3. And Washington State wins it 29-26. For Taylor McHargue, Emily Proud, my entire crew, I'm Carter Blackburn. Now let's send it to the New York studio where Brent Stover and the crew are standing by for Inside College Football.